Your favorite compas have another jam-packed episode of the Four Compas show. In this episode, we will go over the Chargers and the Texans playoff game, as well as the Rams and Vikings games, especially with them having to go over to Arizona to handle that. Plus, we'll talk a little bit about where we think each coach is going to go. Obviously, the first domino already dropped. A couple of days after I had said it was going to, I said Thursday, by Thursday, their first interview. They waited till Saturday, but still, Mike Vrabel is now the head coach of the New England Patriots. Where will the other coaches fall? Well, Vic has a cool game for us to play about where we think each of the other ones are going to land. Plus, we'll give some of our other wildcard round takeaways. And of course, we have Burial of the Weekend, una más. Gilbert, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, sir. If you're taking credit for calling Mike Vrabel to New England, I'll take a couple
Oh,
points
no,
here.
hell no.
No?
No.
Okay, all right.
No,
well,
I didn't think they were going to interview Ben Johnson. I just thought it was going to be like a straight up, all right, Vrabel, like, why are we even...
Yeah,
as soon as you send out a tweet with two minority head coaches on it,
the first ones,
like, that's the first indication. Like, you already know where this is like headed. By the way, kudos to Aaron Glenn for not even taking an interview.
Yes, I was gonna say that I'm surprised Ben Johnson took it. You can't read, between the lines or read on the wall there. It says Mike Vrabel's job here, but yeah. And then it's funny because I know I'm starting the show too soon with football, but you got me going. Like as soon as the Patriots hire their coach, here comes the Cowboys. Oh, we're doing head coaching searches here. Oh, we're late. Oh, Mike Vrabel's off the board.
All right, but they did it in a stupid way. But then they did it in a stupid way because they can't even interview Aaron Glenn, Ben Johnson, any of those guys.
Yeah.
Until
and then Deion Sanders is available to talk. So they just operate in a weird way.
Well, I think I saw they would have to pay $6 million for Deion, and they would have to pay $10 million. Like, they have buyout clauses in their contract. So, and from what I know, Jerry is not a big let me pay to bring in a head coach. So,
well, when you get the Cowboys on a deal and back in 1989, I guess you're gonna,
you're gonna go thrift shopping for a lot of these. But I wasn't surprised by the Mike McCarthy thing. Once the weekend kind of hit, I'm like, they're not gonna get, because it is true. There's his assistants were also on 1-year deals or on the last year. So you would have had to have done contracts for everybody.
And you don't do contracts with coaches for like 1 or 2 years. You don't extend them for one unless they already had a contract in place. You got to do that thing all over again for 4 or 5 years. You're not gonna do that. I knew that. It was weird because they waited till the last second.
Like, you remember when the Chargers would win playoff games, like Anthony Lynn got extended.
Yeah, you don't want to have a coach be a lame duck coach.
Yeah, you give them an extra year, but you don't go that crazy with them. So just the way Jerry Jones kind of operates, and that's why I told you a couple weeks ago that I feel like these older owners are getting impatient. Like, look at the Falcons, 1 year and they already fired their defensive coordinator, and now they're interviewing people, and everybody's starting to get really antsy around the end. Like, if it was worse before, I think it's starting to get worse even now.
How about the Raiders? One and done GM. I don't remember the last time that happened. And one and done GM, one and done head coach. So
I know,
or like you mentioned, are anti, have no patience, and it just makes you appreciate some of these coaches have been around for a long time. The winners, they just know how to do it. So you can't. It's like quarterbacks. You can't find these coaches. But the weird thing, Fernando, they don't even give the coaches a chance. I felt like Pierce and Telesco were never given a chance because it was like a forced marriage there too.
No, and the thing is that now I'm wondering if, like, the Jim Harbaugh thing is going to happen. Not Jim Harbaugh, but like other coaches have had it where the head coach comes in and they bring in the general manager after with him. Like a Pete Carroll, I'm sure that would happen. Some of these veteran coaches, I could see that happening, but some of these youngers like Ben Johnson, like, who the hell is Ben Johnson going to know to bring in as a GM? And
but
you know what I mean?
I think he wants that. That's why he took the interview with Tom Brady, because that's the only job where you could have your GM and be the head coach. But you're right, Fernando. I thought that was going to be the trend with Jim Harbaugh and Joe Ortiz. Look at Balky and the Jaguars. Look at Elliott Wolf and the Patriots there. Even with the Titans, they only fired the GM, but not the head coach. So it just wasn't a trend, which I don't get. I like when teams are aligned in one vision there. Sometimes it doesn't work. Joe Shane, Brian Dable, anybody, but I prefer everybody being on the same page.
I was surprised at the Giants.
Yeah.
We didn't talk much about because we were previewing the everything.
Yeah, I know. I just thought about like I honestly don't even know much until we started talking here a little bit.
But Joe Shane and what's his name being kept? The Daygo one. I get it, but it's like if Hard Knocks showed us anything, like everything that Mara said on Hard Knocks, he's like, this better not happen, that better not happen. All of it happened. Like literally, like Saquon got 2K. Danny Dimes was horrendous. Like it was a bad showing all around. Like I don't know. And I mean, I guess you're gonna give it one more year, but so are you gonna give it one more year, bring in a new quarterback, and basically have a Caleb Williams effect where if the quarterback and the team's crap, then you're just gonna fire them and bring in a new head coach? So
it doesn't work 1 year. You can't just say like Mick McCarthy, you can't do 1 year, or hey, let's do one more year with Brian Dale. With which quarterback? And like you mentioned, Fernando, when you find that quarterback, or it's like Drake, like Gerald Mayo got Drake May, but like, actually we could do better now that we have Drake May. Just people don't know what they want.
Yeah, no, and if you're looking at it, like look at Caleb Williams now. Like he's already gotten a year in. I'm sure he's had bad tendencies. I'm sure he's done some weird stuff in a sense.
He can't even figure out if Ben Johnson's texting him or not. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, that was I thought that was.
I hope he was just messing around with a fan and just yeah, you didn't get me, but I'll pick up the phone here.
I don't know, because the way he was texting back, it seemed like he kind of knew that it wasn't real. Like, who would really like? From what I understand, well, from what I've seen before, I'm sure a PR person usually texts you and says, "Hey, the head coach is probably gonna hit you up later. Like, here's his number." So I don't think you just randomly like message them. So
yeah, he's had a rough rookie year. Even from that point of view, it's like, come on, man, do better.
And I mean, his stats weren't terrible. It's just that he didn't find out how to win games in a sense. Yeah, so
I know we're doing like a rapid fire, but I saw this breakdown of Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams stats, and like, yeah, they're a little similar, at least with the passing. But I'm like, one's winning comeback games and playoff victories and rallying and showing poise as a leader, and one is just soaking and he's getting frustrated, not getting into any rhythm. Like, those things matter. It's not just about stats and numbers.
Yeah, no, stats and numbers aren't completely everything, but I wonder what that team's going to look like next year, because the head coach is going to come in and he's going to change everything up. He's going to want different
I wonder
things.
Who's going to be.
It sounds like it's going to be well, right now, I think the arrow is pointing at big old Mike McCarthy.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
That's the way I think.
I guess if you want to get to the playoffs and just lose in the playoffs, that's fine. Like, for Chicago, it's fine.
I know Chicago's not done with their first round of interviews because they want to interview Marcus Freeman. But the national championship is over next Monday, the 20th. The best chance you'd probably have at him if they win is the 22nd. If they lose, yeah, maybe the 21st or the 22nd. But why would he leave Notre Dame? Like, he just took him to a national championship. Yeah. Like,
how old is he, by the way? He's pretty young, no?
He's 30, 36, 37, 38.
He seems like a guy who's going to do it the right way. Like, he's going to like, okay, let me do my thing in college. I'll get some years here, and then I'll get over there.
Why? And he has like 7 kids, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he has a lot. Yeah. So shout out to Julio.
Good looking dude with a nice hairline. You want to spread around those.
Oh yeah, Julio does a great job, but Julio does it all for the whole kids and the team and everything. Yeah, I talked to Cam Hart about that. He's like, "How do you know Julio?" I was like, "Dude, I told you. I covered Notre Dame for a bit when he's like, "Oh crap, okay." So it was pretty funny. 39, yeah. So he
close enough.
Yeah, he but Marcus has so much freedom at Notre Dame that he's not going to have anywhere else. And you see these one and dones, like, why would you even? I wouldn't even. Yeah, I'd be like, no, I'm good.
Look at us just talking football. And real quick, I want to shout out my tocayo Gil, who watched us on House of Horns as a Vikings fan, and you had a terrible game like that, and you're still here watching us. Thank you. That means a lot there, Gil. Hopefully, you find a better quarterback in the future.
They have one.
Oh yeah, JJ McCarthy. Never mind.
Yeah.
But
I think that's a saving grace for Vikings
there, but it's cool that he stuck around for us.
Yeah. Nice to meet you. No, but I mean, they have one, so it's like, yeah.
We're gonna break that down too.
Yeah.
I'd love to get into it. And Angel, I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to get to your Chargers too.
All right. Let us get let's get these guys in here and break down what we thought of Wild Card Weekend. Vic, how are you doing?
Getting over a cold or flu, everything here. So just glad to be on here.
Are you thinking that Roki is going to go to the Dodgers, or what are you thinking?
I would assume so at this point. Roki Sasaki to the Dodgers seems like a good chance of happening. It's between the Padres and the Blue Jays.
Why would you want to go to Toronto?
As a Dodger fan, I know what you guys are talking about.
Oh, look at that. Yeah. All right. Now, let's bring in a person really near and dear to my heart. The best person I know.
Oh, yeah, what a rough guy.
I shouldn't even be on here. I'm already pissed. Who came up with that headline? Which one of you? This is what you guys try and do. You guys try and bring me in when I'm already pissed.
Do you want to read it?
Fuel to the fire. I'm not going to read that garbage. It's horse shit.
Oh, CJ Stroud did what Justin Herbert couldn't do with a similar roster.
Similar roster, your ass. Get out of here.
Oh, man. Sometimes.
Wasn't this the asshole who put a fork in him 2 weeks ago? What are we even talking about?
This is the asshole who went 5-1 with my playoff picks, but your team failed.
Also.
No one cares.
Shout out to you, Fernando. But so the only one you got wrong was the Chargers game, I'm assuming.
No, we didn't pick it. So
Baker Mayfield and the refs kind of screwed me.
Oh, but if you would have picked it on What's Up Both, which you did, who would you go with?
Oh, I did pick Chargers.
4-2.
Yeah.
No, I'm 5-1.
I went 5-1. You went 4-1 on the show.
5-1. We would have gone. I would have gone 4-2 if we would have used the Rams because we both picked the Rams.
I would have got 5-1 regardless. Commanders,
no one cares. Congratulations. You picked 1 week and you won 1 week.
Anyway,
I won the whole season. I don't even want to hear your voice right now.
Just like Justin Herbert, you got to know that it matters more in the playoffs. It matters more during this time of year.
It just makes me laugh. These national writing assholes. You would think you'd work for TMZ more than a news station. Like you're over here just trying to put salacious slander all over the place just to piss people off.
But, it's not true. I don't know if we're there yet to talk about it, but
it's not true.
I just want to ask you, Dan, have you found a new nickname for Justin Herbert? Because son of Odin, I don't think seems right for a guy who's 0-2.
I'm going to tell you right now.
I just don't know.
You and everyone else, and everybody back away now if you got kids. Can kiss my fucking ass. He's the son of Odin.
All right.
How dare you?
5 minute mark. It's okay.
I want you seriously to tell me who offensively, who played besides Ladd McConkey, who else played well offensively, really?
Well, think about it.
Exactly. Thank you. I got Walmart greeters and I got grocery baggers blocking for him. What are we even talking about?
What does CJ Stroud have? Who is his Ladd McConkey? Nico Collins, and that's about it. It's the same roster.
Are you serious?
J.K. Dobbins.
Are you serious?
I'll
take Schultz over. I'll take Schultz over Disley.
Right?
Booking tackles. Joe Alton.
I'll take Schultz over Disley.
Who had the number 2 defense in scoring this year?
Okay, but are they going to put up points? They held them the whole time. What do you want them to do defensively?
And
I'm not even talking about the defense. The defense played well.
Played all their starters in Las Vegas because they wanted the five seed to play a wounded Houston Texans because they wanted to avoid Baltimore.
Who said they're wounded? You said they're wounded.
They were viewed as this team that wasn't that good, and your team still couldn't beat them. They were a 4 seed. They're not playing number 3, number 2, number 1. They didn't get the job done.
So you think there's a difference? There would have been a difference? Playing number 5 or playing number 4?
What if your team was well rested and not playing this crappy game in Las Vegas? Maybe they're fresher for Baltimore.
You think that's the issue? It's not that they're fresher. They don't have the personnel, and I got no C who thinks who's high off of his own.
That's the excuse that I'm hearing from the Chargers fans. Well, look at CJ Stroud. It's the same personnel. It's the same roster. I just don't know the difference that you're trying to point to here.
Same roster. Did CJ Stroud get a lot of pressure on Saturday?
Yes, a crap ton. They were down. They were down 6.
He got sacked like twice.
They didn't score their first points until 1 minute till halftime. And you know what CJ Stroud did differently? He extended plays. He moved around the pocket. He ran the damn football. Xavier Hutchinson, do you know who that is? Caught a 34-yard pass on 3rd and 16. Justin Herbert did not do that at all.
See, so if you would listen, okay, when I've come on and talked about this before, you know I've said the whole season, his pocket presence is not good enough. Justin Herbert needs to move out of the pocket.
All right.
That's been his biggest problem all year. But don't come out here and tell me it's not team football. Did he play terrible? Yes, that was probably his worst game that I've ever seen. He played terrible, but don't tell me that it's on him. The Chargers need to move on and all this other shit that I've been seeing all over the place. I got Nick Wrong and all these idiots coming up in my timeline giving me all this horse shit when we're just going to forget what he did all year with these Walmart greeters.
Part of
3 interceptions.
I was trolling at first, and then I
3 interceptions. No, I know. I'm already pissed. I'm ready.
After this trolling, Dan, I get it. But I'm just saying, for a similar roster, the whole crap about him not being a good quarterback, trying to bail on him, I think that's dumb crap, horse manure. I'm trying to focus on one game, just one game. I'm not talking about legacy.
No one played well enough on that offense.
We agree.
No one.
No one. That was
not Rashawn Slater. Not a lot of people didn't play well on that team. Nobody. Ladd McConkey was the only one who showed up, apparently. We got one player on offense. What are we doing? The problem is you have Roman. I don't think Roman made any adjustments either. No adjustments to get the ball out of his hands quickly, because I got Sawyer getting put on his ass like he's a toddler out there. What are we doing?
It was a bad interior offensive line. It was a bad everything. But yes, I didn't mean to get into these points right away. All I'm saying is, how about this? I want to say 3 out of the 4 interceptions were not on Justin Herbert. When you're down points and you got to force things, sometimes you get a pick. When Ladd McConkey is 5'10" and you can't catch the football, that's on McConkey a little bit. When you can't catch the ball, you're Will Dissly, that's on Will Dissly. I get that. It's just, to me, I think C.J. Stroud has had a little bit of similar circumstances in the game flow, in personnel, and I thought he did a little more than just a Herbert. But if you're saying that you've been critical of Herbert's pocket awareness, boom, I think we're on the same page.
That's been his problem his whole year. He doesn't move in the pocket. He's like a statue. He has Sawyer right in his lap, and he refuses to take steps back. I don't understand why. So let's not that's the other part. Let's not pretend that he's watching the offensive line as much as he's watching the people running routes. His eyes are going to come down to see that pressure. That's going to obviously screw up timing and everything else. The problem is, too, is that if you notice, okay, and this isn't me, trying to make excuses. He played like shit. I already said it. But he's the son of Odin, and I'm still going to back him. I don't care what anyone tells me. Now, I'll tell you one thing before I get to this point. Next year, with money, draft, and everything else, we get a similar performance. All right, let's have a conversation. I'm not an idiot. I'm unbiased. Okay, I don't know if people know this. I'm unbiased.
Higgins, go get that guy.
But
no.
But there was a few times. No one could make a contested catch. Yes. That was one of the problems also.
Or separate.
I'll give you this.
Separate.
Nico Collins, if Nico Collins doing the separation and contested catches, he did that for C.J. Stroud. Herbert doesn't have that. I'll give him that.
And the other part of it was, like I said, I don't think Roman made any adjustments in trying to just a little dink and dunk. Get in the weak part of the zone or get them in meshes, try and, bump corners off of each other and linebackers to confuse them. And the worst part was he had a few drive killers where he's going into the damn heavy personnel I've been saying all year and just getting stuffed. And it's like, dude, what are we watching? What are we doing? So it's not like I understand why people are pissed, but it's like, dude, this is, I think, by the way, shout out Connor Orr, Compa of the show. Yeah. I think his headline was pretty accurate. I think he was accurate and all that stuff. So another one who was very good on it. I think it was Daniel Jeremiah this morning with.
Well, he worked for the team, but yeah.
Hey, whoa. Take it easy.
No, but I heard him on Rich Eisen. I thought he had.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. This is the worst the offense is going to look.
Yeah.
So now, if next year we got some stuff rolling and cooking and it's good, and he shits the bed, then that's one thing. But to say now he's 0-2, this reminds me, it reminds me of exactly? It reminds me of Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning struggled a lot in the playoffs, first round exits. In the regular season, he would win 10 plus games every year. And what would they always say? Oh, I love Peyton in the regular season, but when it comes to postseason, I wish it'd be a little more like Tom Brady, or give me Tom Brady, until he finally did it. I think it's going to be no different. And I hope to God it happens soon, because I'm not getting any younger.
You can't go, but yeah, Peyton Manning had a limit. It was 7-8 years. And then after that, you get into freaking Phillip Rivers territory. I'm just saying, just don't get to that far. And
no. But he's in Herbert's in year 5 now.
Manning didn't win his first playoff game until
year 6.
Season.
There you go. So if we're going off of that, it better happen damn next year. Which I think
I agree.
They're better. they're heading in that right direction. I think that's the thing people forget.
If they get one and done, okay, next year, there's no hope for this team. There's no hope for this franchise. I can't say anything more. If we have Jim Harbaugh and we can't figure it out, I don't know what's going to happen then. We're not going to do anything.
I fear for you, Dan, if it doesn't happen.
Can I say something, or
go ahead.
Is it okay to jump in here, or do you want to go Fernando?
Oh no, I've stayed quiet for that same reason.
No, I was gonna say, I mean, how much blame does he take? Part of the thing too that we try to warn people about was like there was a reason why they didn't beat over 500 teams. There were 2-5 going into this game. The only teams they beat were the Broncos. We knew there was limitations with this roster. We all got enamored because of the Jim Harbaugh effect. And I thought that was a big plus for them. And I get it. Look, the quarterback's going to take the majority of the blame. We have a Vikings fan on here. Sam Darnold is getting the majority of the blame for what happened last night against the Rams. And so that's what happens. It goes to either the coach. The coach got there. He turned things around. And then now Herbert's feeling the heat because of it. But I will also warn you again, as we head into next season, this team is going to have a second place schedule. Look at that schedule already of the teams they're going to face. I wouldn't, and we know how much there's a turnaround. Just because the Chargers have all this money and we expect them to be better next season doesn't mean they're going to have a better record than they did this year. They overachieved because they had a softer schedule. They were playing a fourth place schedule. So I'm just warning you now before you get ahead of yourself and expectations start to hit for next season. I'm just letting you know that you're going to have to go through the same thing. And Herbert's going to have to go through the same thing again because that's where he's at right now. He's getting paid over $50 million for that reason. And so I think he does deserve some of the blame here. But as you guys talked about, they did a great job of patching together a lot of these problems, and they're going to have to, rely on the draft, kind of like what you saw with the Rams. They're going to have to hit a lot on the draft. I would not trust free agency because we saw what happens with free agency. Free agency is pretty much you're just trying to patch up a lot of those other holes that you can do through the draft. So that would be my biggest thing for this Chargers team going forward.
I was going to say, you're right. I understand that. We said that at the beginning of the year that last place schedule, so there should be. That's why I said, 10 plus wins probably for the team. Totally get that. I think the other part is too, they turn these quarterbacks, and this is the part that bothers me the most. Everybody forgets it's a team sport. No matter how much we want to, this is one of the only sports one person cannot take over. Basketball, they can take over. Baseball, they can take over. I count the pitchers for that one. But this is the one sport no one person can take over. And the problem is, again, and this is what I was talking about when they signed Mahomes, I forgot who, to $50 million. They make these quarterbacks seem like they're what have I been saying this whole time? These quarterbacks are overvalued. It's a team sport. It's not all on. You can't rely on just one person to do the whole thing. Yeah, he better be pretty damn good, but it's still a team sport. You need everyone to do their job, no matter how much you don't notice, okay, the people inside or everybody else, but it's a team sport at the end of the day. The team did not perform where it needed. Well, let me correct. The offense did not perform. Defense did everything they could. They kept them in the game.
I'll say this though, Dan, to counter your point. I know that I like to counter you, and I agree. It's football, but look at the final eight. They all pretty much have star quarterbacks. There's no, Sam Darnold that kind of got lucky in there. Even like a Baker Mayfield. I get Jared Goff is still kind of on that line, but he has a very stacked roster.
But look at that. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
but either you have a stacked roster, you better have a great one. I know maybe it's too soon for Jaden Daniels, but being a rookie and winning a playoff game was pretty impressive. You got Mahomes, you got Allen, you got Jackson, and CJ Stroud, man, being 2-0 in those wild card games. I'm starting to think he's going to get there. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but they're all very good quarterbacks.
Can I just bring up one more point? I have to say with Dan Quinn too, he played aggressively. I thought Jim Harbaugh wasn't aggressive. Like, I get he went for it, but I just felt like there wasn't, especially like with CJ Stroud. This game changed when CJ Stroud made that great throw. Like, he finally became a runner, which I've been waiting for CJ Stroud to do this, to get out of the pocket and make plays. And he did that in, what was that? It was like around the 2 minute, in the first half. He threw that third and 60 to that Hutchinson kid, and that turned the tide for the Texans. And then they scored 10 points in under 2 minutes. And I thought that was the difference there. I just felt like Jim Harbaugh just sat back and just let the game he got out coached by DeMeco Ryans, and that's something I didn't expect from Jim Harbaugh too.
Yeah, 100%. Everyone played like shit.
Fernando, or did you already say everything on What's Up Boats?
No, I haven't said anything. No, because I had to wait until I didn't want to say anything until I went on Sunday to see what the players had to say. But I mean, Daniel Jeremiah is right about what he said. I don't know why I understand why the national media has to go at it. It's two reasons. One, they know Charger fans are very vulnerable on Twitter, and they'll go at any post. They'll talk crap. They'll get the engagement up. So that's why it's hard times they do that. The second part is Lamar Jackson. Justin Herbert is the shield to Lamar Jackson. Whatever happens with Lamar Jackson in these playoffs, they can look back and be a white quarterback didn't do it. Why aren't we giving him the same shit that we're giving Lamar Jackson? That's fair. I've seen it. I saw RG3 tweeted out.
Other guys that's what that was. I
a
saw
bunch of people have been saying the same. Shannon Sharp did the same thing on his show. Other people have said it on their show. I'll say it. That's why they're doing it. I get it. But
they're both getting crap for the same reason. I don't get what's unfair about it, but yeah.
No. But the thing that they got mad at is the videos that I tweeted where Derwin defends Herbert, Khalil Mack defends Herbert, and they're like, so what? Now we're not supposed to criticize? It's not that they're criticizing. You're attacking the person. You're like, oh, he's small-minded. He can't do this. He can't do that. And that's when you make it a little bit personal, like Emmanuel Acho has and some of these other guys.
Yeah.
Well, obviously these guys are going to get. That's why these guys are going to get fired up. Richard Sherman made it personal. All these guys have made it personal, so that fires them up. You remember Braden Fehoko was in the DMs with Emmanuel Acho going back and forth a couple of years ago because they couldn't stand that they did that. That's just them. They're going to protect him, so I understand that point. But nobody is going to be Justin Herbert's biggest critic than himself. His locker was cleaned out before we even showed up. He was gone. Like, he knows exactly what happened. He knows what he screwed up. He knows what he did wrong. Now, obviously, this can go one of two ways. Either it comes out next season and it's just it hampers him the way that Jacksonville loss hampered the whole Chargers that other season. Because we can say whatever we want. That Jacksonville loss stung the Chargers even the year after. Yeah. It hurt them. It did. It hurt Brandon Staley. It hurt that whole organization, and they couldn't recover until they went and got Jim Harbaugh. Well, now what is this going to do to him? Is he going to be able to jump over and take that next step and ascend? Or is it just going to be business as usual? We're going to see what happens with that. Does he deserve criticism? Yeah, he does. He had his worst game that I've seen. But I heard somebody say, oh, that's the worst game I've ever seen a quarterback play live. I'm like, I've watched Phillip Rivers play. I've seen
a lot of games there.
Yeah, but this was a playoff game. It was really bad. Let's go through it. The first interception, that was a play that he's made to Mike Williams numerous times. The only problem is that's not Mike Williams. Quentin Johnson.
Dude, he didn't even play. He didn't even. The worst part that pissed me off, he didn't play DB when he saw the pass was underthrown. He didn't even try and swat it or do anything.
So that interception really hurt because that could either put you up 9-0 or 13-0. The other play that really hurt was the rollout, like you guys mentioned, the CJ Stroud fumbles the ball. That's how crazy football is. That ball goes anywhere else. Joey Bosa's right there. Probably jumps on it, and that's it. That CJ Stroud showed great composure there. They finished the game. That interception to Ladd McConkey, PFF blamed McConkey. Other people have blamed Herbert. I don't know how to look at it yet because it does go through his hands. But Herbert did put a lot of mustard on it, so I go more towards Herbert's fault because he did put a lot of mustard. That one with Will Dissly, that's just been Will Dissly the whole season. He didn't even talk to us on Sunday, and I'm kind of like, you should have spoken. Like, I know Herbert spoke at least at the podium on Saturday, but you didn't speak. You should have spoken. Like, that was on you. That, and because right there, they were starting to drive. And if that play doesn't go the way it does, they might be able to catch up. But whatever, tomatoes, tomatoes. That last interception was just Herbert saying F it, whatever. This is basically over. But yeah, Herbert deserves a lot of the blame. Obviously, the interior of the offensive line has been the offensive line has been a problem the whole season. Their center and the two guards have been here and there. Hey, how you doing, Adir? Adir, don't talk right now. I'm talking. I've been waiting 20 minutes. So I placed a lot of the blame on him. But I placed it a lot on everybody as a whole. It was a whole
Cameron Dicker, real quick.
It was a whole offensive side.
That pissed me off.
The whole offensive side of the football, it's all their fault because one, Jim Harbaugh and Greg Roman and Joe Ortiz knew going into this season what this was going to be. You're depending on a running back who has been injured most of his career. He was great at Ohio State. You're depending on another running back who's coming to a new place who, yeah, he had success over when he was with Roman, but you don't know what he's going to be. You're depending on a first-round receiver that right now hasn't lived up to what he should be. He's got a couple of touchdowns during the season, and he had a 186-yard game, but you don't know what he is. You're counting on multiple tight ends who they're blocking tight ends. They're not pass-catching tight ends. Basically, you know what you're going into this season with him, and they decided, let's bring in G.J. Chark. We're going to depend on Joshua Palmer, who's only been a 3 and a 4.
Wasn't even available for the wild card.
Yeah, and he didn't play. And you've depended on all this stuff, and you decided to go into the season like that. Well, now you have to pay for it. You went into the season like that knowing, and you said to yourself, I have a great quarterback. We know this quarterback can do it with whoever. You could put Dan, Vic, Gilbert, and myself out there, and he'll throw them the ball, and you'll get into their gut. I get it. But it is what it is. It is the fault of everybody. Now let's see if they can correct it. I don't know if the T. Higgins route is the way to go, just because you'd be overpaying for that. I think where they should pay is the Trey Smith from the Chiefs. They should try and go get a center. Yeah. Go because the Chiefs have him up, and I think they have two other people up. Oh, Trent McDuffie's owed an extension also, and they have somebody else up. They're not going to be able to pay everybody. So if you can get Trey Smith and bring him in, there you go. You need a center. You need another guard. I think Zion is still going to get another year because he has one more year left on his contract. But the only two playmakers that should be on this team going into next season, well, I'll throw in Quentin because I think he's going to be in there. But I think it should be Darius Davis as a returner and Ladd McConkey. Other than that, they should go look for new guys. And I actually think the draft might be a good route to go to for two of them. And maybe you bring in a veteran or you bring in something else. But I think drafting Ladd last year showed that you don't only have to get receivers in the first round. You can go into the later rounds and find guys. And coaching is what's going to take to get those guys up to par. So if they can do that, then they'll be in a great position. But I definitely think that tight end is huge. If they can come out of one of those, Loveland or Warren, one of those, great. If they come out with Warren, Genty, or Loveland, then you've done a great job in the draft. I mean, they could go other routes and still do great, but one of those three would be perfect for this offense. But again, the blame, I put it to everybody. It's on everybody, but I know that Justin Herbert shouldered the blame, and deservedly so. He did it. He's the leader of this team.
Yeah,
he's praised when he does well.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're going to throw him under the bus. I mean, not the national media will when he does bad.
Alberto and his friends.
So
I was focusing on the game. I wasn't.
You know what pisses me off too? Yeah, I'm going to cut you off because I'm pissed. You know what pissed me off too? The whole fucking week you're saying, "Oh, the Texans are wounded." I knew it was too good to be true. I knew it.
Is that my fault? Rex Ryan opened his mouth and gave him motivation.
Another thing that they desperately need is a number one corner. That what happened with Nico Collins should not. When Nico Collins relaxed is when they started throwing the rookies at him. When it was Cam Hart, Tarheeb Still, that's when he relaxed. With Christian Fulton, he was beating him like a drum. And I was surprised Jesse Minter. I don't know if Jesse Minter thought, you know what, I don't want to throw my rookies at him because this is bad, but they were able to kind of slow him down a little bit more. But they the Chargers have, like I wrote about it today. They have a lot of decisions to make with this team because
trim the dead weight. It's gotta go.
There's a lot of they have a lot of cap space, but it's like, well, yeah, where are you going to use it? This free agency class isn't that good. I think what they're going to end up doing is, I think they'll give like a Trey Smith, they'll give him a 5-year whatever he wants contract.
That's a great.
They'll
move.
give him. They might give it to a center, but skill position, they're going to do a lot of 1-year deals. I think again.
For now, let me just say, I feel like the T. Higgins route is a good route. Your roster building is probably the better one, the safer one, the Jim Harbaugh way. But I just can't help but to think that Ladd McConkey, who is a great wide receiver, I don't want to take anything from the guy. He has limitations. He can be a big body wideout. He can't be the catch radius, sizable, contested catch that Mike Williams was.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the size, and that's why you put T. Higgins and Ladd McConkey. To me, you're freaking set at wide receiver. That's why I say go that route. But hey, if you're trying to get for more than $30 million, 35, he's not a real number one. But when you complement each other, I would love that for Justin Herbert. But you're right, Trey Smith sounds so much better. I'm just getting a little greedy with the skill position.
No,
I think Higgins
feel
provides something they don't have.
But it does feel like Ladd is like feel like Ladd is a special player though. Like
he is, yeah.
The way
He's
like
more than a slot guy, I'll say that for sure.
It was 3rd and 14. He makes the catch, and he could have twisted to his right, and he would have gotten stopped right away. He saw from the corner of his eye, shifts to his left, and is able to get the first down. Like, there's not a lot of receivers that have that kind of awareness. I mean, you have George Pickens over here saying, do you feel optimistic about next year? Nah. And you have guys like this. By the way, I couldn't believe that George Pickens is only 3 years or this is his 3rd season.
22.
Like, I thought he was a lot older the way he's behaving, but yeah, I don't know about any of that. But again, that's just my 2 cents on it. I definitely understand. I definitely understand why the national media goes at it. Like I said, it's they know how they can irritate these fans, and the fans will clap back and they'll try and throw stuff at him. Like, all I saw when Acho was like, I told you guys, social media quarterback, it was joy to the world, let joy come into your heart, blah, 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 like just stuff like that. So I'm like, yeah, so people are going to throw it to him that way. So
nice word.
But I saw Chase Daniel was like, was really trying to, was really trying,
trying to defend his teammate.
Yeah, he was defending Herbert. He was, but then he was saying exactly basically what Dan said. Like, this is the last year that you can use like this kind of scapegoat a little bit. Like, next year, everybody's really going to be under a microscope.
Yeah, put it this way: there's 20 teams that will kill to have Justin Herbert. All this crap about him not being a good quarterback, throw that crap out the window. Like,
that's
it was
why I
one
thought
bad
it was
game.
Hilarious, dude. You
$23.
don't think Mike McDaniel wants to get in a time machine or find the GM who passed up on him and beat the shit out of him? Are you kidding me?
He's still there.
Oh, he's still there?
Yeah.
I'm surprised he hasn't gone up to that office and beat the shit out of him yet.
Yeah.
But like, my thing is the way you need to build this team, and I'm gonna say it, you need to build it like the Lions, the Eagles. Who else does a good job? Well, obviously,
and you were in Neanderthal when you said that.
But you see what I'm saying? He doesn't. Obviously, he needs people. I need people who can catch the ball when they're open. But more importantly, what I need is
for them to get open.
Well, besides that, but I need people to block and keep him upright. You run the football, you have a real run game, not this Mickey Mouse crap I was dealing with all year. It's going to be so deadly. Like on Sunday or whenever, Jalen Hurts was standing back there for like 50 minutes because they had such a good pass pro. He finds a guy, and that was like their only touchdown of the game. Yep. I'm like, what's wrong with the Los Angeles Chargers that they can't have this?
That
what is
year one?
O-line game. Yeah.
Oh, I hate it.
You got your tackles.
I had a GM for 11 years was trying to fix the offensive line, never could fucking figure it out. I don't know what he was doing.
He's not working anymore. That makes it feel
he's not working anymore. Thank God.
All right, Gilbert. Before we move on, here we go. Only Gilbert.
Okay.
Do the Buffalo Bills? Would the Buffalo Bills trade their quarterback for the Chargers quarterback? Vic, can you keep count of this?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. Buffalo Bills.
I was reading this.
Dolphins.
What was the question?
Would any of these teams trade for Justin Herbert for their quarterback right now?
Swapping their quarterbacks, right?
Yeah. Buffalo Bills.
No.
Dolphins.
No shit.
Hell yeah.
I said only Gilbert. Jets.
Well, yeah. Hell yeah.
Patriots.
Yes.
I was about to reach
Ravens.
through this computer.
No.
You're a
Steelers,
liar.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. I don't even know who's gonna be the quarterback next year.
Bengals,
No.
Browns,
Oh hell yeah.
Texans,
No.
Colts,
Hell yeah.
Jaguars,
Hell yeah.
Titans,
Fuck yeah. Sorry. Hell yeah.
Chiefs,
No. Hell no.
He's
Broncos,
trash.
Yes. Hell yes.
Raiders,
Hell yeah. No. No option.
Eagles,
Yes.
Commanders,
Hell no.
Cowboys,
Hell yes.
Giants,
Hell yeah.
Commanders? Are you kidding me?
Yes.
Vikings,
Hell yeah.
Packers,
Hell yeah.
Bears,
Of course. Hell yeah.
Buccaneers,
Yes.
Falcons,
Hell yeah.
Panthers,
Hell freaking yeah.
Saints,
Hell freaking yeah.
Rams,
Yeah.
Seahawks,
Hell freaking yeah.
Cardinals,
Hell freaking yeah.
49ers.
Hell yeah.
All right, Vic, what's
So
the
only
tally?
the Bills, the Ravens, the Bengals, the Chiefs,
and the Commanders.
and the
And the Texans.
Commanders.
Texans.
So
Texans.
Oh, Texans. Okay, so
there you go. Top 10.
6
7.
teams.
Top 7.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
By the way, don't forget to smash the like button. Blue Dream has a question. I like this question. How does Ortiz fix 11 years of ineptitude in 2 or 3 years?
With
Draft.
super glue and
That's what I thought.
basically the draft.
You can't you can't do a CJ or JC Jackson type thing where you get screwed.
Oh,
And I think
forgot about
probably through the draft.
Yeah. No, they're definitely
It takes
gonna
time. It takes
they're
time,
definitely
dude.
it's gonna be through the draft. The Rams showed you the blueprint. How many guys? I mean, our compa Taylor Bishotti tweeted out like all the draft picks that the Rams have had in the last 2 or
Pretty good.
3 years.
That's a good
so-
front right there, man. That's
yeah.
a good
Smash
defense.
the like
That's why I
button.
told you in the
Yeah, put the
offseason.
telephone
I'm like,
up.
I don't know why Rams fans are worried. They're building something here. They're drafting really well. They've gotten a lot of guys. That's what you need. And if we're being honest, the Chargers off of their first draft are in a good spot. They're in a very good spot. They drafted 4 starters essentially.
In a rebuild
their-
year, you got 11 wins and a playoff appearance. That's pretty good.
You're fine. So I mean, it's just one of those games. Everybody's freaked out. I get it. All right,
I'm not
Let's
freaked
move
out.
over.
I'm not
Yeah,
worried.
30
Well,
minutes
not
later.
you, Dan. We know you, Dan. All right, let us go over to Arizona. Robert, how are you doing? Let's go over
Hello,
to
Robert.
Robert
and,
M.
The Rams sacked. What? By the way, we did not watch this game. Dan did not watch a lot of football this weekend,
Ooh.
so
I
we
was
watched Monday Night
disgusting.
Raw. That was a good one, huh,
disgusting.
Dan? Monday Night Raw was good.
Yeah, that was good. That was
Yeah.
good. I like
I,
Raw.
Yeah.
man, I
That was
forgot
good.
about it.
Huh?
I forgot
Of
about
course.
Raw.
Of course.
Episode 2 on Netflix.
Penta, you should go watch him. He a luchador from Lucha Underground just came over to
Okay.
Monday Night Raw. He was really good, and then he spoke after.
Dude.
So
He looked like one of your deals who had just played soccer. He was gassed. I was like, this guy's out of shape, dude.
Okay.
the Rams sacked. I was gonna say JJ McCarthy, Sam Darnold.
You
9
want to move on
times.
already, huh?
Huh?
You want to move on already to the
Oh,
quarterback? of the
dude!
future.
Like if JJ McCarthy's at Radio Row, I'm gonna be like, JJ, come on, sit down. Let's talk. What did you think when you saw every sack? Did you just hear cha-ching, 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 cha-ching every sack? Like the Mario, you know, when the Mario
Yeah,
when they
for
throw 'em and
real.
all the little coins come out?
Yeah, they get
All the money going
Knock
away from
points at
Sam
him.
Darnold.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And going into JJ McCarthy. 9 sacks to lead a dominant 27-9 victory over the Vikings. At one point, I thought coming out of halftime, I think it was 27-9 or 24-9. I'm like, oh, the Vikings, I mean, maybe. And then I checked it later. I'm like, yeah, no, definitely not happening. So Gilbert, I'll start. Well, no, I'll start off with Vic. You two started off last time,
Not
and
too much.
that went in a different way.
did it on purpose.
Vic, can the Rams defense carry them on a playoff run?
I believe so. I mean, this is their identity, as we talked about a couple of weeks ago now. I mean, this team, after they allowed 42 points to the Bills, they've allowed 9. No, actually, it was 6, 9, 12, and 9, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, or 9. They haven't allowed over 10 points since their starters have played. And so
Yeah,
you
6,
saw
9, 9,
last
9,
night,
9.
man, when and like I said, I give a big shout out to our compa Eric Williams, who talked about in his article about the Rams defense cheetah package with those front five and what they've been able to do with those young guys, Byron Young, Kobe Turner, Michael Hoyt, and the rest of those guys have been awesome. And you saw last night, I mean, I think it was 8 different players with half a sack in that game against the Vikings. They just took over that. The Vikings, and I saw a comment there by Gil earlier, one of the people who were commenting, and Kevin O'Connell just didn't do anything. I mean, that was pretty impressive what Chris Shula did last night. He pretty much took the same blueprint from Aaron Glenn against the Lions in Week 18, and he just used it against them in this game. And Kevin O'Connell made no adjustments, and that was pretty something that I had not thought of Kevin O'Connell. I thought he was really good at making adjustments. He didn't make much adjustments. Chris Shula did a great job playing man-to-man and just putting that cheetah package and going after Sam Darnold. But yeah, can this defense make, like I said, and now I know that one of those teams that we talked about that with the Eagles was one of those teams that the Rams didn't want to see. Now I've changed my mind a little bit just because this defense is a lot better when you talk about when you talk about going up against that offense. And after what I saw against the Eagles against the Packers, I think this Rams team has a chance against the Eagles.
Real quick, before we continue it, Gilbert, this is the new guy in WWE.
Oh yeah, I know who that is. I've seen him on TikTok.
Yeah,
There-
he's on
Jesus.
What's his name again?
Penta.
Okay.
Yeah, he
scary dude, but yeah, a deal.
he's a lot of fun to watch. If you guys
Okay.
you guys are gonna check out Monday Night Raw, make sure you check out when he was out there. But I mean, I've been saying it all season that I thought that the Rams defense was I mean, I'm surprised Shula isn't being I mean, I think he can thank Brandon Staley for that one, but I'm surprised Shula isn't being looked at for head coaching gigs, obviously. But I think it can, but I think they learned a valuable lesson a couple of months ago when they played the Eagles. I'm sure they're more disciplined. I think they've gotten better since they last played them. And it's just going to be, can they protect their own quarterback against that Eagles pass rush that they were getting to Jordan Love and they were suffocating him. So that's going to kind of have to be what they're going to have to do. Can they score points and move the football and get the ball out of his hands quickly and run the football efficiently? They weren't able to do that in the first meeting. Let's see how they're going to be able to do it in this meeting. But I think Jalen Hurts, he was out for 2 weeks with that concussion. And now he's back. Let's see how this game goes. This last game, he got some shade thrown at him. I don't get why they won the game. I mean, what else do you want? So this game, I think they need to be patient. Obviously, we saw in the fourth. I thought Saquon was running okay, but then they did exactly what obviously Jim Harbaugh and other teams want to do in the fourth quarter. That's when Saquon started getting those big runs and he started doing a lot of really good things. So that's what they're going to have to be. The Eagles are going to have to be patient. They're going to have to be efficient with what they do, and then just rely on Blankenship and Cooper DeJean. Those guys are gonna get it done for them. But, exactly.
That's right.
Will
Compton's the head coach.
I sent it to one of my Eagles buddies, the Triple H, when he pedigrees him. And he's like, whoa. He's like, you can't do that to my white corner. What are we doing? So he's like my unicorn, and I just started laughing.
But my Jason Sehorn.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I do think that the Rams are a good team. The thing is that the Rams are different than what they were. I think even when they won that Super Bowl, their defense was good. No, they were great. But
who's you talking about the Rams in that Super Bowl?
They won the Super Bowl. No. I went
Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald in their prime, but yeah.
But I definitely think that this guy. I definitely think that
it's gonna take more than $2 to get you happy, huh?
By the way, I'm so sure I'm gonna care about what he thinks. My prediction almost happened. By the way, Aaron Donald was there.
Yeah, he was in Arizona.
He's waiting for the NFC Championship. Let's be real. He only has 2 games
I was waiting for him to come out. So quarterbacks can do that, but he can do that, right? Like I remember they were talking. Oh no, but Phillip Rivers hasn't put it in his retirement papers. Aaron Donald probably already has.
Yeah.
But whatever. Yes, their defense can carry them. They're good, and I feel like their defense can. They're going to give the Eagles fits. It's not going to be the same game that we saw a couple of months ago. I definitely think that that they'll be good. But all right, Gilbert, what do you think?
Yeah, I'll keep it brief on the Rams because you guys are spot on here. They have the ingredients to get to the Super Bowl. You got a good front, you got a good quarterback, a good coach, a good skilled players. I kind of worry about their run defense, and I worry a little bit about their offensive line. But yeah, if you face Saquon Barkley and Jahmyr Gibbs, and they shore up the defense on facing those two teams, they could get there. But they have the recipe to get there. They have the edge rushers. But I'll use my time to say that I was right about those Vikings, man. They weren't going to go anywhere with Sam Darnold, like I said. Move on to JJ McCarthy. It was fun. Here's a thank you, a certificate to Panera Bread. See you later. Thank you for your service here. Move on to JJ McCarthy.
That's hilarious. I think Brown's looking for something.
I was gonna say there's something.
He's looking for something. He's looking for a clip of yours.
Hey,
I love when we did that last time. That was hilarious to me. When we brought up your playoffs and it was like the Raiders, I forgot who else. Half of the teams were in the gutter.
If we do the list of my teams, like the Texans, who I picked to go to the Super Bowl.
Don't you even
Commanders
start
are
this.
My team.
You know what I'm going to do next year? I kid you not. I'm going to have a whiteboard with all your takes, and I'm going to record it. And
hey,
then
Dan, you say I'm wrong all the time, but can I enjoy a perfect weekend? Well, besides the Chargers, blowing it wasn't a perfect weekend, but it was pretty close.
You did that on purpose. That was by design. That's what you wanted. You cursed them. You put your black magic.
Admit that the curse only applies to your team, and that's it. Because everything else I got right.
My God, I don't know. I don't know.
Dan, can the defense carry the Rams on a playoff run, Dan?
Who cares? Who gives a shit? My team's out. Anybody but the Chiefs. That's the only thing I care about. I honestly think. Well, I guess we'll get to it later. But what was I gonna say? Who cares? Who cares? I didn't. My football team failed me on Saturday. My soccer team failed me on Sunday.
Oh, I saw
the world
that.
is on fire.
Are we gonna talk super classico on here?
Yeah, right. They can kiss my ass. Everybody too. It's unbelievable. But you know what's funny when they talk about Real Madrid? Oh, here we go. He found it. Okay.
Okay.
What is this?
Why is there a sticker
Matt
on this
Rule
guy's face?
The Panthers, please. Come on, man. But the Vikings have plenty of talent on the defense side to possibly make up for the adjustment.
3-14.
Where did you find that?
Oh, you're a freaking one and done playoff team. Stop wasting my time. Get the hell out. Why even show up to Arizona? That was a dog crap team. You couldn't beat the Lions twice. Don't get me going for that.
You didn't go, right?
Frauds. They were frauds. No, I didn't go.
They lost three games in the regular season. Both of them to the
Lions.
Oh no, sorry. They lost 4 times this year.
You couldn't beat the big boys.
Lions and both of them to the Rams and back to back.
Boom. Couldn't beat the big boys. Get off my lawn. You wasted
I
people's
wouldn't call
time.
the Rams a big boy, but yeah, no, they're
they won a Super Bowl the last freaking 3-4 years. That team hasn't done anything. That team has done nothing in the 70s.
Are you serious?
Puka Nacua was like a sophomore.
In the 2021, yeah.
What are you talking about, dude? I already told you when they won the Super Bowl what was going on.
If you're a one and done playoff team, what are you doing? You're just losing a better draft pick. You're there to just participate and say, "Hey, we made it." No, if you're not in the freaking Final Four,
no.
Do you hear yourself?
How
are you supposed to predetermine?
I don't agree with that.
How are you supposed to predetermine that?
Look at the Steelers wasting people's time. You got no quarterback. Look at the Raiders doing nothing. Come on.
The Raiders, they're not in the plaplayoffs, dumbass.
Exactly.
What are you talking about?
I'm just saying,
everybody catches
he's talking about
winning
the last few years.
Either have a good star quarterback or get the hell off the freaking field. You're not going to.
But a guy like Kevin O'Connell needed to make the playoffs to show, hey, look, like
I'm still
Kevin. I've seen it. He lost to the freaking Giants and Daniel Jones 2 years ago.
Kevin earned himself a couple of more years to kind of.
Yeah,
he got himself a little bit of a pass.
Hey, if we're gonna be crapping on Mike Tomlin for just getting there, maybe Kevin O'Connell is the same thing too. He's 0-2, 2 wild card losses.
There was someone else.
What was the other one?
He lost to the freaking Giants
2 years ago. Remember?
That was his first year, huh?
Yeah.
Which is why the Giants.
Let's keep it fair. Want to keep it ratio?
The
Mike
GM
Tomlin
and the coach are still there. It's because they have that playoff win.
Mike Tomlin isn't going anywhere. He like that. They don't like firing
hope so.
coaches.
Yeah, that's gonna be my takeaway. But yeah,
Yeah.
No, yeah. Let's get.
All right, let's get over to our
This one just wants to
takeaways
talk
from the
shit.
wild
He's
card
excited.
Who's
weekend.
gonna go
You-
first?
You see what happens when he's right once for now? He gets all excited. He wants to talk. You're like that meme of that guy with the champagne, and you're like in 12th place down there over there.
hey, first place in the playoff picks, but whatever.
Get out of here.
All right, Dan,
Four
why don't we let
games.
you go first?
Okay, I'll be quick. Anybody bet the Chiefs? Unlike Gilberto, my Lions are actually. I've stuck with them. I wrote it out. I'm hoping they're a team of destiny. This is their year. For God's sake, let Detroit get one. I'm rooting for
Watch
MTBC
this,
and the
Gilbert.
Lions.
Watch this, Dan. If the Rams win the Super Bowl,
I wouldn't be happy, but it's not the Chiefs. No, I don't want them to
Really?
win either. No,
Okay,
I don't want
it's anybody. Okay,
That's it.
Yeah.
It's anybody, and then there's a tier of like, not you, though.
Maybe.
Not you. Yeah. Not
Yeah.
you. If I have to hear about McVay,
what about the
more,
Ravens? The Ravens.
that one wouldn't bother me as much. I like John Harbaugh.
Okay.
See, this is the problem. I don't. How can I
You're
say
unbiased.
this? I don't. Well, besides that, I don't hate Lamar. I think Lamar is good. Not the type of quarterback I want. You know what I mean? Running back, but not the type of quarterback I want. But I think he's good. He has some skill set. You know, but I just like again, it's the same thing with Pat and all these other guys. Like, I hate the way the media pushes them, and they think they can do no wrong and everything else. And all of a sudden, I got Zeus coming down and giving us his son over here, the son of Odin. And no matter, I don't care. I don't care.
hey,
Don't-
Hercules
Big-
struggled too, Dan.
Don't exactly. Did you ever watch
Yeah.
that movie?
Yeah, when he didn't
Go
have his
the
powers.
Distance. You ever hear that song? Frown, can you play Go the Distance, or will we get shot by YouTube
I
or
will get
somebody?
Probably shot.
You
Yeah.
get shot.
Terrible. Go the Distance. Listen to that song. I'll send it to you after this pod.
Okay.
Get some motivation.
I heard your playlist on driving back from Vegas one time.
No,
Got the
I
rock,
don't-
got the
good
True
stuff,
Warrior Ron
I was about to
Artest
say,
music.
I don't think. Oh no, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Playing
Ron Artest, you didn't know he made a song? It was Champions.
That was you were
Yeah.
playing it. Yeah. I
Are we
forgot
allowed
about
to
the-
play that new Jello song on here?
No,
Oh,
no, the
God.
kids like it. It's probably trash. I'm good.
Do you give it 3 booms or what?
I had some little beacon of light tell me the other day, can I get a few booms? And I said, shut the hell up and get back to work. Get back to work. Zero booms. Get out of my face.
Vic, let's go with you.
Mine is I go back to I know I like making a lot of baseball references, but if we go back a couple months ago, after the Dodgers won the World Series, everybody talked about how the Padres and Dodgers felt like a playoff match.
Your Dodgers and Dan's Padres.
Yes.
None of
And
mine. I
how
don't
that-
care about that sport. I don't think about
Okay.
second-rate sports.
Same here.
Wrestlers are more athletic than baseball players.
Yeah. So this matchup between the Bills and the Ravens kind of feels that way to me. I feel like whoever wins this matchup is probably going to end up in winning the Super Bowl.
No.
I just feel that way. I don't know. Maybe it changes for once. Like I'm with Dan. Anybody but the Chiefs. Like I don't want to go to New Orleans and have to being at media night and having to interview the Chris Jones again and him giving me a one-word answer. But
Vic does not want to have our friend Nate Taylor on the show for the third consecutive
I'm going to
year.
throw myself in the
doesn't even
Mississippi
wanna
River
go.
if that happens.
Imagine you see him, you get pissed off because you know why.
Yeah.
Hi, Angie. Smash the like button, everybody. Don't forget. I love what Robert D says. That's
No,
right.
hold on, Vic. Sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
No,
sorry,
it's all good. But no, it just feels like this game this matchup, I should say. You got the two MVP, front runners here with Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. I want to see this happen already. Like one of these guys needs to win this game and then just go on that Super Bowl run and win it for finally win their first one. It just feels like that's gonna happen here. Whoever it is, that'll be nice to see. We've been waiting for these quarterbacks. As I said, I wanted those 4 quarterbacks, and I'll wait for my burial to talk about the other one that we didn't get for these final 4 in the AFC. But I'm excited for this matchup. I'm glad that it's the last game on Sunday, and I can't wait to see how this one turns out. Hopefully, it's not a blowout like we saw in the regular season.
Feels like
I'll
a
tell you one
fraud bowl, Vic. I don't know. These two
Let
quarterbacks
Houston-
don't beat the Chiefs.
Let Houston blow out the Chiefs, for God's sake.
I feel like the
There you
the
go.
highest
No, that
rated,
can't be the way they go down. Is Houston?
I don't give a shit. I
I'd
don't
rather
want them
see
anywhere
that.
near it. I don't want them anywhere near it. I'll
So,
crowd
Dan would be
CJ
okay
Stroud
if
himself.
Houston beats the Chiefs, huh,
I'll,
Dan?
Come on.
I'll crowd CJ or I'll
There you
crowd
go.
CJ Stroud himself if he beats the Chiefs.
It's a tradition to see Lamar and Josh Allen choke against the Chiefs. I enjoy it.
True.
You see what I'm talking about? Nick Wright on our show. Welcome, Nick Wright.
Hey,
How
but
are
if,
you
if
doing?
CJ Stroud's doing it, cool. I love it. Young quarterback, go ahead and do it.
By the way, I feel like the Super Bowl that would probably break ratings for NBC or who has it? No, it's Fox. It's
Fox.
Tom Brady. I think it would be Bills and Lions, like two teams that have never won it
That would be
before.
a good one.
I think that would be something crazy and both have had like fuck ups in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see who's gonna be the one that
Well,
that
the Lions
does
have
it,
never
but-
made it, but yeah, the Bills have like the ones.
Oh
that,
yeah. Jorge,
Shout out,
what's up,
Jorge.
Jorge? We appreciate
Shout
it.
out.
I'll go with. Let me see. What does he have? And then, we'll go back to perfect match right now, Vic. I apologize.
No, you're good.
Okay, we're both talking about the same thing. I'll go first, and then I'll let Gilbert finish up. I think
I kind of like the right Zano because I'm always right. I'll take
That's
that. But
pretty good.
Gilberto, I don't like that one.
Wrong.
Right Bardo.
Definitely wrong.
again, I think Jerry Jones is behind the 8 ball, but I do think that the Mike McCarthy thing should have happened, but it should have happened a couple of days ago. It shouldn't have happened now. He should have been able to be interviewed. Aaron Glenn, even though I'm sure that wouldn't have been his choice. Ben Johnson, some of these other guys that now obviously can't be interviewed. But my biggest question to Jerry Jones is, what are you trying to do with this? Are you trying to win headlines, and that's what you're trying to do? Like, you're trying to get the headline again? Go ahead and get Deion Sanders. Bring in Deion Sanders. Call Tennessee and be like, hey, why do you guys want a rookie quarterback? Don't you want an established quarterback that we happen to have? We'll trade you Dak Prescott for your first overall pick. You get a veteran quarterback. We get Shador. Then I may call another team and say, do you want an elite pass rusher who's very good? We're willing to trade him for the second overall pick. Boom, trade him. You bring in Travis Hunter. And then in the 6th round, you go and get Shiloh.
6th round.
Can't forget him.
How about undrafted free agent Shiloh Sanders?
Can't forget.
But my bad. Going back to
Their
it.
last pick in the 7th round.
I mean,
Yeah,
shows
exactly.
Like
Mr.
Brendan Rice
yeah.
in the 7th round because his dad's
Yeah.
famous.
Well,
You gotta make Shador feel okay. No, I mean Shiloh. Sorry.
Shallow.
but my question is, like, Jerry, what are you trying to do with this hire? Are you really trying to win, or is this a hire to just get your name out there? Because you got your name out there while the Rams and the Vikings were playing. You decided, let me steal all the headlines. Let me say that I've talked to Deion Sanders. And hell, ESPN even got a quote from Deion Sanders. So there you go. They were able to get that. They were able to get all that. So I just want to see what he's trying to do. Is he going to go over to UNC and say, I'll pay $10 million. Give me Jerry or give me Bill Belichick. That's who I want. Probably not. You have to pay $6 million for Deion Sanders. Are you willing to do that? Probably not. But
I'll be worth it. I'm like Brock Purdy.
But that's what I
Choke in the Super Bowl?
Or actually Tom Brady, 7th round. No, 6th round or whatever.
So that's what I'm
199.
wondering. That's what I want to know. I want to know what Jerry Jones is trying to do, because you stole the headline on Sunday when you announced that you weren't bringing him back. You took away the attention from all the games, and then Monday you stole the attention again by saying, "Hey, I've already had conversations with Deion Sanders." So Jerry needs to sit down and see what he wants to do with this. If he actually wants to be legit, or if he just wants to keep on doing what he's doing. So. I'm interested to see what that head coaching search is going to look like, but we'll talk about it in a couple of seconds.
You really thought that one through. Was that in the shower? Good thoughts coming through. And
No, I was talking about it with Dan earlier. I'm like,
shower.
just do all that. Why not? I mean, you're not going to pay Mike.
It
You
makes
actually
sense,
told me.
honestly.
It makes sense.
It's not out of like left field or anything. Honestly,
happen.
Micah Parsons doesn't have a contract. You or sign him to the contract and then trade him. You know you're not going to you're probably not going to get, or trade CD and go get Travis. One of the, like, either one, you can get the 1 and the 2.
Here's
you
my
get the head coach,
conspiracy.
and you get the 2 splashes with the 2 first picks, and Dion gets what he's wanted. So everybody gets what they wanted. But I'm just wondering what Jerry wants to do. Is Steven gonna like finally hit him over the head and say, "All right, old man, this is my turn now. This is my team." Like you're done.
Like the King of England now, he had to kill his old bat of a mother just to be king for once. But here's my conspiracy, though. I think, though, if Dion does coach in the NFL, I think it's as easy as, hey, Shador and Hunter aren't going anywhere else. You know what I mean? Like an Eli Manning type of thing or whatever. I don't even know if they'd have to trade for anything. But I don't know if that's tampering or illegal or whatever, but 100% I can see that happening.
Gilbert, why don't you do yours?
Yeah, I guess it kind of ties in with yours, Fernando, because there are rumors about the Cowboys trading for the Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin, which, by the way, I don't think, from those 2 teams doesn't make a lot of sense. And if you're the Steelers, you're only considering that for a first-round pick. If freaking Sean Payton got a first-round pick, so does Mike Tomlin get a first-round pick. Now, if you're the Cowboys, you have a bunch of, you don't have much money on the salary cap. You got a bunch of money tied to 3 players. You lose your first-round pick to rebuild. You don't have a running back. You don't really have a lot of linebackers. You don't have a lot of help behind Michael Parsons, CeeDee Lamb. I don't like that from the Cowboys. But this is more about the Steelers here. At this point, just see it through. Like, you have a bunch of old guys who are still in their prime. Let the core group kind of wash out with Mike Tomlin. You got TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, Minka Fitzpatrick. You got George Pickens. You just paid Patrick Queen. Either you see it through with this core group here. Maybe you spend money for Sam Darnold, anything besides Russell Wilson at this point. Try to do a quick fix and just see if you get there. If not, hey, Mike Tomlin, you never had a young roster. You've never had a rebuild. How about you give it a try here? You know how to coach players. You know how to develop. Let's go this route here. And sometimes you get lucky when we rebuild. You saw what happened with the Packers. You saw what happened with the Rams. Sometimes a losing, where do you go? Sometimes a losing approach sometimes works out. You get a quick fix there. So to me, I just see it through with Mike Tomlin. Go with the core group. Imagine trading TJ Watt. Imagine trading George Pickens. Imagine trading Alex Highsmith. It just doesn't make sense to me. You're stuck in mediocre land for a reason. Either get really aggressive and get really good, or get bad and rebuild. Where's my guy Dan?
I don't know. You probably pissed him off.
Oh,
but I definitely I agree with that. I mean, he needs to start rebuilding. They need to start doing something else. They need to figure out who the hell their quarterback's going to be, because they've gotten impatient. It was Ben Roethlisberger for all those years. They got impatient. They drafted Kenny Pickett. They already got rid of him. They brought in Russell Wilson. He hasn't been it. Justin Fields hasn't been it. I thought those packages may help, like where they put those packages of Justin Fields, but shit, it didn't do anything for their offense.
They didn't even try it, to be honest.
Yeah. I was writing, so I didn't even watch most of the game, and then it was on Amazon Prime, so I was like, I already knew where that was headed. I thought if there was one upset, it would probably be that one.
Really?
Just because I was like, oh, who knows, and this and that, and then Mark Caboli kind of got me to think maybe, and then I was like, shit, why did I listen to Mark Caboli? So I was like, damn.
I did not see that after the way they were playing in December.
I just thought, you never know, one shot like that, and it could happen, but Dan, you're on mute. But all right, let's go over to Perfect Match coaching edition. We here at Compas on the Beat want to find a perfect match for each of the 6 coaching NFL vacancies in this dating show style segment. One compa will give 3 potential candidates, and 3 compas will choose the best candidate. Let's start off with the Dallas Cowboys. You have Deion Sanders, Joe Brady, Kellen Moore, Jason Witten. Dan, who do you think out of those could be the head coach?
All those are a nightmare to me.
Yeah,
I mean, you're taking Jason Witten out of high school. Like, okay, he's been in the NFL. I get it, but I mean, at the same time, it's not the same thing. I apologize. I thought I could hold it. I couldn't. I had to run to the little boy. I had to go.
You couldn't go when Fernando was talking, but yet yeah.
Obviously, I was like, I'm done. I'm tired of this. He's probably the asshole who wrote this headline to piss me off and get me in here all fired up.
You know it was me, yeah.
Yeah.
You're correct.
But
Vic would never do that to you.
no, he wouldn't do that to me.
No.
But Dion, I think that's gonna be a catastrophe because, in college football, he's been okay, but I mean, there's no Appalachia
Give him hard
State.
knocks. Give him off-season hard knocks, in-season hard
in-season
knocks.
yeah.
Give him training camp hard knocks. I don't give a shit. Do it all. If
Like
it's
I don't
Dion.
know how well his style would translate, but I don't know. Who else was there? Maybe Joe Brady try and fix that offense. Hilarious. Maybe Joe Brady try and fix. There's not a lot of great choices there that you gave me right there.
All right, I'm gonna be quick. I'm gonna be honest. I think it's gonna be Kellen Moore. Gilbert.
Oh, really?
The whiz kid, terrible.
Look at him. If he leads them to the NFC Championship and they lose to the Lions, his name is going to be thrown out there.
Yeah, and I know Jerry Jones has a thing for him. He forced Mike McCarthy to keep the guy. He survived, the Jason Garrett to Mike McCarthy. So I guess. So Fernando, I will agree with you. If I had to go from this choice, I think Aaron Glenn would be a better option, even Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
But from the Cowboys, I get it. I'll go with Kellen Moore too. It's just
Jorge,
not a good.
Jorge, I appreciate you saying I'm right on something because somebody just said earlier that I don't know shit about the team that I cover. So it was pretty interesting to see that.
Smash
Vic,
the like button, help us out.
What's yours?
Yeah, I'm with you. You called it, I think, a couple months ago that it was going to be Kellen Moore. I've been, since you brought it up. I mean, he could be a puppet for Jerry Jones.
Good old Jar.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, and I mean, he wanted him to kind of do something. The guy he should have kept was Dan Quinn. We've seen what Dan Quinn is doing now with the Commanders. I think the other guy he really wanted was Kellen Moore. Now that Kellen Moore is doing well with the Philadelphia Eagles, especially, he better hope that they play well against the Rams and they finish out well, because if not, I think things might turn and he might not be able to sell Kellen Moore to his fan base.
Yeah, he was the OC there. They lost a lot of playoff games with him. I don't know if I was a Cowboys fan, I wouldn't like it.
Are you
He
kidding
seems
me?
like
I
a
had
new-
him with the Chargers.
Yeah,
I've seen
look
enough
at
of
that.
that too.
That was terrible.
He was the
too.
one who got Mike killed before the playoff game.
He seems like a Norv Turner where he'll be a good offensive, like
Yeah.
Frank Reich, all these guys that seem like good offensive coordinator. They're just not head coaches, and there's nothing wrong with that, to be honest. All right, let's go with the Raiders. Ben Johnson, Pete Carroll, Liam Cohen, or Todd Monken. Liam Cohen's an interesting one because was he there with Tom Brady in Tampa?
No.
Liam Cohen? Well, he was
a Rams.
He was with the Rams.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I texted somebody and I asked, you guys are obviously going to know who I text. And they said that they are in love with Ben Johnson.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just don't think if you're a rookie coach, you want to put yourself in that position where you go, Tom Brady can sell me shit and call it chocolate and tell me it's great, but there's no quarterback. There's no vision. I don't see anything. Max Crosby's already talking about how he wants out or he wants to win, all this stuff. I don't know if I trust that project. So if I'm Ben Johnson, I see those memes where you see the little guy standing right there looking at the three-headed dragon. I wouldn't want anything to do with any of those three. So I think it's going to end up being the only person that I think that is crazy enough to take this job and say he wants it is Pete Carroll. But I just, no, I'm trying to think. You know what? He's crazy enough. I'll say Pete Carroll is their best. Is going to be the guy that ends up taking that job. Vic.
Yeah, I've heard the same thing about Ben Johnson. That was the reason why they fired Tom Telesco. And I told you guys a couple of weeks ago that if you're gonna do this, you're gonna have to clean slate. If you're Tom Brady, he's starting to do that. He's gonna. It was just
weird that they did it 2 weeks after. That they did 2 days after they fired him.
Yeah, well, I think I saw Rappaport's. He was talking about how Mark Davis likes to do things slowly, and we've seen that. So he got there late on Monday, fired AP the next day, and then a couple of days after talking to Tom Brady, they fired Tom Telesco, and that's how it went. And he's enamored. It sounds like Tom Brady's all in on Ben Johnson, but I'm with you. If it's not Ben Johnson, it's gonna be Pete Carroll. It sounds like he's a imagine Pete Carroll going up against Jim Harbaugh like they did back in the day, where he's like they they went at it when they were shaking hands. So that would be kind of cool to see. But I think it's going to be Ben Johnson, and they're going to hire the assistant GM from the Buccaneers. It sounds like, because that's the guy that Tom Brady knows, and also Ben Johnson knows. There was another GM that went to the Commanders from the Lions. That was the Lions assistant. That's another GM to kind of keep an eye on as well, because that might be the guy that Ben Johnson wants. So we'll see. But as of right now, it sounds like it's Ben Johnson or Pete Carroll.
The question that I threw at Paul, we had Paul Gutierrez on for the final game of the season. We got into a lot of topics, but I asked him, I'm like, if I am a Raiders fan, why should I trust Tom Brady to find me the next quarterback of the Raiders? Kind of looks at me. He's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, why should I trust him? Like, just because he played the position and he was great and he's one of the greatest, if not the greatest quarterback of all time, what makes me think that he can go out there and scout talent? Right now, I bet you if you ask him, he'll tell you Shedeur Sanders is the best. Why? He's worked out with Shedeur. He's trained Shedeur. But is Shedeur really the best one? No. And then another thing that I think that he's going to do is that he's going to be like, well, I could do that. I couldn't. He can't do what I could do. It's not about what he can do that you. It's not about what he. If he can do what you could do when you were a quarterback, it's different. So that, and can he hire? What credentials does he have that makes me think, oh, I can trust him to hire my next general manager and my next head coach? The old buddy at the Broncos, John Elway couldn't select a quarterback. He had to bring in Peyton Manning. He did okay with he did okay with the head coach that went in
Gary Kubiak.
Gary Kubiak. That was a smart hire because they fired John Fox and they went to go get Gary Kubiak. But it takes a while. So I have a lot of questions about the way Tom Brady's leading this. And then it seems like Mark Davis is right behind him, okay with everything. So we'll see what happens. But those are just my biggest questions. Like, how are we supposed to why should anybody trust that Tom Brady's going to be able to lead the Raiders to back to excellence or committed to excellence or whatever that phrase is that they use? But Gilbert, go ahead. Who do you think the Raiders head coach?
Yeah, I'm laughing because I'm gonna say something that sounds funny in my head, but maybe it's not. Tom Brady could tell me go check out some dog shit, and I'm like, hey, you're Tom Brady, man. I'm gonna go take a whiff, but that's it. I'm not gonna buy this dog shit. I'm gonna go look at it. Maybe I'll take a sniff, but I'm not fucking eating that thing like freaking Stifler or whatever from American Pie. Like that's just dog shit.
American Wedding,
whatever. American Wedding with the white dog shit, but whatever.
Oh, it was so good. How is the baby?
Like, it's Tom Brady, bro. If I'm gonna go look at dog shit, I will go do it. That's Ben Johnson, but come on, there's no freaking quarterback
and get him
there.
on the show.
Yeah, we'll get him on the show. But you listen, it's just Ben Johnson. You're this smart candidate that say, you know what, I'm gonna take my time with this. I'm gonna go back with Dan Campbell. I'm gonna learn. And we'll wait for the right job. That's the right job you're going to do because Tom Brady told you to do it. Didn't Tom Brady lose money in NFTs and crypto and this and that? Like he's a great player, but like, I'm not taking advice from that guy.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, Michael Jordan was a terrible owner too, and he couldn't pick. I mean, he's the one that chose, what was it, Kwame Brown. He drafted Kwame Brown.
And then he said, F it, I'm going to come back and play and try to save this franchise. So
that was with the Wizards.
Yeah, with the Wizards.
But how can we trust them? How can we trust any of them?
Yeah,
I guess. But if you're Ben Johnson, it just makes no sense to me. Maybe he's being the super nice guy. And then if you're being a super nice guy, you got no spine, man. You got to be tough guy and say, Tom Brady, go F off. I'm not going to take this job here.
The first question that whatever GM or whatever head coach, whatever is going to be, Ben Johnson, what's your plan for the offense?
He's like, first give me your players, then I'll give you a plan.
Well, no. But like, are you calling the plays
and what?
Or are you bringing an offensive coordinator? That'd be my first question to Ben Johnson and everything. Are you planning on calling the plays? Yes, I am. We would rather you bring in an OC.
I don't like this.
And that's the problem with him being in the playoffs right now is that we don't know what he's planning to hire. I mean, he's not going to hire Aaron Glenn. He's going to, we don't know what some of the other guys are what his staff is going to look like. So
you won't know. You won't know till after.
I'm with you though. Fernando, I'm not sure if that's who you went with, Victor, but I would rather go Pete Carroll, an older guy.
What I went. Yeah.
You know, I'd rather go with the older guy, and maybe he has somebody waiting in the wings because he's such a likable guy that people want to work for him. Dave Canales came under Pete Carroll, and that's looking pretty good right now. So maybe for a couple of years, you find a quarterback, you get a core group, and then Pete, when he's old, all right, man, here's a couple of coaches. Which one you want to go with? Go ahead and do that. But to me, it just seems like Ben Johnson's going to fail here while you're waiting for a quarterback. You don't even have a top 5 pick, and it's a crappy year for quarterback prospects. I'm sorry, Shadur Sanders. I'm sorry, Cam Ward. It's just not it this year. So I don't know. I just don't see it. Liam Cohen, same thing. You're a great offensive play caller, but there's no offense there besides
Ben Johnson was under, like, this is who he's been under. He's been under Joe Philbin in Miami. He was under Adam Gase. And
he was also under Brian Flores.
And now obviously, no, he was with. Hold on.
Dan Campbell.
What's his name?
Campbell.
No, yeah, but he was under somebody else with the Lions in 20. Hold on, he was
Patricia.
Under. Yeah, he was under Matt Patricia in
part of that
2019.
Huh?
Oh wow,
he was part of
that.
That
Makes
staff?
sense because
Yeah,
Brian Flores.
Terrible staff except for Dan Campbell.
Oh, maybe you learn from all that crap, I guess.
Yeah,
maybe.
Supposedly there was Brian Flores, I think, fired Ben Johnson, and so that's why they were joking that he was going to try and run up the score on him every single time he played that defense.
Dan, do you have one for this or no?
Yeah, I'll just be quick. I think Pete Carroll would be perfect. Exactly what you're saying, because number one, you need a high caliber. You need a high caliber head coach to take on, like Blue Dream says here, high caliber head coach to take on Hall of Fame Hall of Fame Andy Reid, future Hall of Famer Jim Harbaugh, and waiting in the wings Sean Payton. So that's a pretty intimidating head coaching staffs right there. And I think the other thing is too, I think Pete Carroll has a good resume of having success when he hasn't had quarterbacks. You know, he kept the Seahawks in the playoffs with Geno Smith. He kind of revived Geno Smith's career, and that defense was still very good, right? And I think even look at the Super Bowl. He didn't need a quarterback to win that Super Bowl. And I know everybody tries to hype up Mr. Danger Russ about him being a champion and everything else. But if you remember, a linebacker won the Super Bowl MVP. So I think Pete Carroll would be perfect for that job, honestly. And the other thing I was going to say, to side with Gilberto a little bit, I don't think it's that he doesn't want to leave Detroit. I think it's like we've kind of talked about it. He's being smart about it. Like, you might only get one of these. So some of these are kind of a nightmare. He doesn't have a quarterback. You know, who knows how ownership is. He at least has a clean slate, but, you know, we'll have to wait
How about
and see
Spags, Fernando, and Dan for the Raiders there?
I wish someone would take him. I wish.
All right, let's move quickly through these. Just give me a 2-sentence, two or three sentences. Jaguars: Ben Johnson, Liam Cohen, Joe Brady, Mike McCarthy, Robert Saleh, Aaron Glenn. I'll go with Robert Saleh. I think Robert Saleh is going to be that guy. I think they want somebody. They've done offense the last two. Urban Meyer's offensive minded, right? Yeah, he was.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess.
All right. So yeah. So again, I don't. Trent Baalke was the one that decided on him. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I'll say Robert Saleh gets that Jaguars job. I think if Robert Saleh doesn't get this, he'll be the defensive coordinator for the 49ers in a heartbeat. But I definitely think that he is going to be the Jaguars' next head coach. Dan.
I don't think so. I think they would rather. I think that would be a team that would aggressively go after Ben Johnson because they need someone to fix Trevor Lawrence. Like, you can't have you paying this guy 55 or whatever the hell he's getting grossly overpaid, and him still performing like he has, which is underperforming. I think they see what Ben Johnson's done with Jared Goff, and they're like, hey, I need a little bit of that in my life. So I think Ben Johnson's the one that they'd probably aggressively go after.
Vic.
I'm going to go with Leon Cohen. What he's done with Baker Mayfield, he's going to be another one that gets the job here. And you just said it. Someone needs to fix Trevor Lawrence, and Leon Cohen seems like the next guy in the McVay tree to get a job.
Gilbert.
Yeah, I think either Ben Johnson or Liam Cohen would be great fits there, but because Baalke is still around, I'm going to say Ben Johnson says no, and Liam Cohen says yeah. And yeah, we got Trevor Lawrence, you got Brian Thomas Jr. That's pretty much it. I guess you got ETN, but he's not really the best. Bigsby. But you got those two pieces to make it work. Build the offensive line, and you're okay. The only thing about Liam Cohen that I really liked for him in Tampa Bay, he already knew Baker Mayfield from that Rams stint. It was like a month, but 5 games. I thought that mattered, and they took off. Will they give Liam Cohen the patience to develop Trevor Lawrence? Because if they don't want to give you time to develop, what's the point?
Yeah.
Let's go with the Jets. Brian Flores, Bobby Slowick, Aaron Glenn, Darren Rizzi, or Joe Brady. I will go with, I think Brian Flores is going to be the guy that, no, my bad. I'll go Joe Brady. I think they're going to want an offensive-minded guy. They already did the defensive thing. Joe Brady's obviously going to have to decide if he's going to want Aaron Rodgers for one more year and Devontae Adams, or if he wants him gone. So I will go with Joe Brady. Gilbert.
Well, supposedly the rumor is Brian Flores is a front runner, but I will go. This is a dumb reason, but it will worry me that a former Dolphins coach is going to go coach the Jets. Adam Gase, anybody?
Yeah, we've seen this before.
Yeah, we've seen this movie before. But give me Aaron Glenn for the Jets. I think he will be a right fit there.
Vic.
Yeah.
I think Aaron Glenn is going to get the Saints job. That's why.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, that's why I was gonna say. Who are the choices again? I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Brian Flores, Bobby Slowick, Aaron Glenn, Darren Rizzi, and Joe Brady.
Joe Brady. I'm with you, Fernando. What you said in terms of the needing an offensive guy, and it's time for Joe Brady to get a chance. I know it's a divisional rival too. We've seen the Jets go out and get a guy, but I believe in what Joe Brady's been doing, and I think it's time for him to get a head coaching job.
Damn.
I'm gonna shock everyone. How about Rex Ryan?
Hey.
I don't know how many people are gonna want this job.
They
Rex
already
Ryan's
said
already
no,
worked
they
with
said no to him.
Oh, then who cares? I don't know. I think this is honestly a nightmare job. I think this is probably worse than the Raiders, honestly. This is probably the bottom. Yeah, I would not want the Jets job.
The Saints, Aaron Glenn, Mike McCarthy, Joe Brady, Todd Monken, Ben Johnson. I'm going to go Aaron Glenn. I feel like that's been rumored for months. I think that's a slam dunk right there. He comes in, he brings toughness to that defensive side of the football. Offensively, he's going to have to bring somebody with him, and they're going to have to decide what's going to happen with Derek Carr and even Alvin Kamara. They're going to have to decide what happens with him. So should be interesting. Vic?
Yeah, Aaron Glenn is the guy. He's been the guy for, like you said, a couple months now. That's why I was gonna say it's either gonna be the Jets or it's gonna be the Saints. It just feels like it's the Saints.
Gilbert?
Yeah, it's probably gonna be Aaron Glenn, but I'll just throw his name out there because he doesn't get enough love. I would like to see Tom Monken get a shot. He's had 2 great years, with Baltimore. Is New Orleans the right team? They don't have a quarterback unless you want to count Derek Carr as one. But why not?
How about Spencer Rattler, Browns boy?
Yeah. What did you call him? Desmond Ritter? Yeah.
Yeah, Spencer Riddler.
All right. And last but not least, the job that everybody thinks is the best job out there, the Chicago Bears. Big old Mike McCarthy, Pete Carroll, Brian Flores, Marcus Freeman, Cliff Kingsbury, and Ben Johnson. Look, I think it should be Pete Carroll. I definitely think he would come in there. He'd punch him in the mouth and he'd say, Caleb, you're doing what I'm saying. Stop all this crap. You're going to be a professional, blah, blah, blah.
Stop painting your nails.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to go that route. I think they'll go Mike McCarthy. I think Mike McCarthy will get recycled right away. He'll get that job. And basically everybody from Dallas is going to come up there. The only one that I don't know if he'll come up there is Mike Zimmer. I saw Uncle Joe Reedy tweet out that the Bengals should consider him for their DC job. And I actually think that would be a very smart move, bringing them back. Vic, what are you thinking here?
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's going to be Mike McCarthy. It's between it's either Mike McCarthy. The obvious choice to me, as you said, like what we just talked about with the Raiders, it's Pete Carroll here. I mean, you need a builder here, especially with Ryan Poles. I think Mike McCarthy. I think why it's going to be Mike McCarthy is because he's worked with Jerry Jones and he'll work with Ryan Poles here. Ryan Poles will get him the guys that he needs, and he'll be able to run the offense. It'll be interesting to see who his offensive coordinator will be, though, because I don't think Mike McCarthy wants to play be the play call.
No, he does not. I'm interested. I'm interested to see if I think if the Commanders upset this weekend, I definitely think Cliff Kingsbury is going to be one of those guys.
He's one of the betting favorites. He's in the top 3.
Yeah.
Is Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah, I completely agree. Gilbert?
Yeah, I was going to mention Cliff there, but then I started thinking about it like, Mike Brable would have been a perfect fit for the Bears. Like I mentioned, he's a hard ass and he needs to, I think Caleb Williams needs that. He doesn't know that he needs a hard ass, somebody to push him. And I think Cliff is too laid back. He's too cool, kind of chill guy. And that works for Jaden Daniels because he doesn't need that much structure and that much, hey, get your ass in line, man, because he's putting in the work and he's also kind of a cool, laid back guy. So they work for each other. I don't think Caleb Williams would have worked with besides at USC. I get he was a good player. He won the Heisman, but he made too many mistakes from like, you're doing too much, man. That tells me you're not playing in the structure, you're not playing in the scheme. So I want somebody to kind of, do that for him. I guess the best option is Mike McCarthy. He doesn't have that kind of vibe to me, but he's experienced. He had Aaron Rodgers for a couple of years, maybe that little bit of a head case, and he was able to bring him in. But that was a young Aaron Rodgers too. So I don't really like these options here for anybody besides Mike Vrabel. Maybe Brian Flores, but the whole Tua thing worries me about a young quarterback who's also kind of a little bit of a diva in Caleb Williams. I'm talking a lot here. It's just I don't like any of these options. I will go Mike McCarthy just because it seems like that's where we're headed a little bit.
Blue Dream says he would trade if he was Ben Johnson. He'd go to the Saints, trade for Trevor Lawrence, and he'd have Kamara, decent wide receiver group with Olave, who is legit. So that would
and that's true though, because the division is open.
Yeah,
good point.
Dan, do you have an opinion or?
I think anyone you bring in, they're going to try and bring in an offensive mind, obviously, to try and help Caleb. But I mean, I just don't know because again, it goes back to the same thing. We can sit here and say, he needs this, he needs that about getting a hard ass in there to get him to do what he wants. The problem is Willie, because we've all talked about it before. Who always lasts longer is the players. So if they bring in some soft ass who's just going to kowtow to the players, I don't think they're going to have much success. I mean, there's a reason why the Bears haven't really been relevant in the past few decades. So last time was when they went to the Super Bowl, obviously, with Brian Urlacher and all those guys, but they've almost gotten away from their DNA. And what's the DNA of the Bears? Hard-nosed defense and run game and being physical. So,
all right, let us go now to our 4 picks, or all 4 picks. I apologize. Last week, I went 4-1. Gilbert went 4-1. Vic went 3-2, and Dan went 3-2. So obviously those are our postseason records. Now let's pick the games for this week. Starting off, Texans at Chiefs. I told you guys I'm done doing it, so I am going Kansas City. Dan,
what's up, King Rye? I guess I'll go with the Chiefs also. Reverse curse.
Dan, do I even have to? Oh, Dan, do you want to take this? I'm about to ask.
Yeah, Hilberto, you can't pick anybody but the Texans.
No, I'm taking
They're your Texans. Did you not just hear him say your Texans or my Texans?
I heard.
Well, as long as Patrick Mahomes is around, he's always going to be.
He's number 1. There you go. See, Nick Wright. I'm gonna put a photo up there for you of Nick Wright somewhere in there.
If that Commanders Chiefs Super Bowl happened, he would be a wreck.
I wouldn't shut up. Even if I get Lions Texans like I predicted in the first part of the season, I'll brag about that too. If I get Lions and Chiefs,
Lions Texans, I'm good.
You're like 7 different scenarios out there.
He changed the Super Bowl picks like 5 times.
Was Commanders Chiefs. My beginning of the season was Texans Lions, and then when we did it together before the playoffs, I had Lions Chiefs. All bases are covered, man. I'm ready.
Oh my God.
It's gonna be like Lions and Eagles. My bad. It's gonna be Bills and Eagles. Vic,
let's go Lions. Hopefully this works where all 4 of us picks the Chiefs and they lose. I don't.
All right. Next game. It is the Commanders at the Lions. I will go with the Lions. 9.5. Jesus. Gilbert.
I thought about it. I really wanted to go upset. I just can't do it. Detroit.
Are you kidding me? These are your Commanders. What are we even doing?
Sorry.
Do you see this? Do you see what I deal with? No conviction over here. He's just flip-flopping.
Commanders like that team that fighter you like on the undercard of a UFC. Like they're not going to belong in a title fight, but they're fun to watch in the prelims. That's the Commanders right there. They're playing a heavyweight. I can't do it.
Dan.
Anybody but the Chiefs. But in this game, I'm gonna go with the team I picked from the beginning of the season. Give me MCDC out there in Detroit. They're a team of destiny.
Vic.
I like the Commanders to keep it close, but I give me the points here. But yeah, I like the Lions in this game.
All right. Next game, Rams at Eagles. I will go with the Eagles. Gilbert.
Yeah, I'm taking the dog here. I'm gonna go with the Rams. I am very worried about Saquon Barkley, but they got a good defensive front, good quarterback, got Puka Nacua, good coach. Why not? LA Rams here.
Vic.
Man, this is tough because if you had asked me this, I would have gone with the Eagles last week. But after seeing them and seeing Sean McVay the way he's been coaching, especially in the playoffs with Matthew Stafford, and then what I saw from this Eagles team against the Packers, I think this is going to be a close game. I think it comes down to a field goal. I'm gonna take the Rams in this game.
Dan.
Yeah, give me the Eagles. I don't want to see that. Give me the Eagles.
How happy were you that the Packers got their butts whooped by Philly? By the way,
I was happy. I was happy.
Good. Something went well for you last week.
Least. By the way, the cheese eating bastard sent me an article, and in the article they were saying it might be time to move on from LaFleur because he can't win in the playoffs or hasn't been good in the playoffs. And I'm like, kind of interesting.
So okay, my bad. Let me go back.
They got better.
Let me go back to the Aaron Rodgers Enigma documentary. So it's the last episode, the episode 2 and 3 are actually really good. They get into the whole like him against Fauci and him against all that, but I don't care. What I cared about is this special section, the year of the COVID, when they play the Buccaneers at home in the NFC Championship game. And remember how they kicked instead of going for it on 4th and goal? He's like, I was thinking to myself, what the fuck are we doing? Why are we not going for the touchdown? Like, and I just let him do whatever he wanted. I'm like, oh crap.
Damn.
I'm like, yeah.
I remember that, yeah.
Like,
talking about LaFleur?
Yeah, talking about LaFleur. So Bears just interviewed David Shaw for their head coaching gig.
Oh, they need I shouldn't say it.
Oh,
I'll do it. I'm starting my business. What if I make a T-shirt for it? I need to think of it. I need to think of a title.
No. All right.
The Rooney Rule. Dan,
You waste your time and it works out for everybody.
Rooney
Well,
Rule
he
officer.
there
No.
too.
Uh-huh.
Rooney Rule candidate.
I
There
am
you
the
go.
Rooney Rule.
I am the
There
Rooney
you
Rule.
go.
That's the name of the business here.
All right,
Yeah.
let's go.
Rooney
Let's
Rule
go with the
candidate.
last game.
Close one.
Baltimore Ravens at Buffalo Bills. I will go with the Bills. Dan, that's my upset.
This one's tough for me, man. To upset, they're at home.
But
Yeah,
they're
Yeah,
The
but
Ravens.
The Ravens are.
Ravens
I don't
It's pretty
understand how
much a
this.
coin flip, but yeah.
I don't understand how this
when you see a
degenerate gambling
minus,
works.
that means that they're favored, Dan.
Oh, okay.
But it's only by
I
a
don't
point.
know. I don't know. Like, I know I'm going to shock people, but I feel like the Ravens might be getting over the hump this year. I just think Derrick Henry adds a
Anybody
whole
but the
new
Chiefs.
aspect to it. I just think he adds a whole new aspect. Like, not only do you have to worry about Lamar running, but now on top of that, you have Derrick Henry coming up the pipe. No Zay Flowers again? Is Zay Flowers playing?
Oh,
It sounds like
interesting.
he is not.
Wow.
Oh,
Well,
geez.
They said that he might not. That it might not be. He might not be ready to go this week either.
I just think the biggest thing, like, I think the with having both of those things, they can slow down the pace of the game and keep Josh Allen on the sideline. And they've been there before, obviously. And John
Dan,
Harbaugh,
I love how every time you're on here, you bring your unbiased hat on here.
But do you see what I'm
I
saying?
like
I'm
that hat.
unbiased.
He's trying so hard to find a new team to beat the Chiefs in the AFC
I'm
playoffs, and
unbiased.
he settled on the Ravens, and it doesn't feel right.
What are you talking about? I don't.
It's a
well, no,
hardball.
someone
You got a
will beat the
hardball
Chiefs.
over there.
But I think I'm gonna take the Ravens here on this one. I know it's kind of crazy, but I just think as long as he freaking just does not throw into triple coverage like a dumbass like he likes to sometimes, and protects the football, I just think adding Derrick Henry just adds a whole new level to it. So I'll take the Ravens.
Gil.
Yeah, I think the Bills are a little overrated. They don't have a good defense. I think Josh Allen doesn't have enough help. And you got gashed by Derrick Henry earlier this season, 199. This, Ravens offense just lit up Mike Tomlin's defense with TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, Patrick Queen. What the hell do you have in Buffalo? So give me the Ravens to win big here.
Big.
Yeah,
Big.
I'm with Gilbert. I'm going with the Ravens too. And then
wow.
you have the fact that Kyle Hamilton, since he got moved to deep safety, they're the number one defense since they made that move in points. They've been great defensively as well. And yeah, I mean, as you mentioned, I just, as much as I think the Bills are a year ahead. I like what they've done. They've surrounded Josh Allen with the talent that he needs, but it's going to take him another year to kind of get him there. They need to upgrade that defense, and they'll be there next season. I just think that this is the Ravens' year, as Dan said, and yeah, I like the Ravens in this game as well.
Don't forget to bash Josh Allen when he loses, okay? All of us.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So what happens when he wins?
I will bash Jackson. Keep it fair.
yeah,
Yeah, that's easy. That's easy.
yeah.
I swear to God, if he makes me look
Didn't
stupid,
Michael
I'm
have
gonna be
enough
pissed.
beating from his father? You're gonna go to Lamar.
Oh my
Michael who?
We're talking about Lamar here.
God, Lamar.
Mike.
I said,
You're an idiot. You're an idiot. He had a lot more than beatings, dude. Have you looked at his
All
career
right.
and his life?
All right. Let us go quickly. Only 2 people have videos this week. Dan, do you have one? Oh, you might. I'll go with you last, Dan.
I don't think so. I don't think
Vic?
I have one.
All right, I'm just paying it off from last week. Sorry, Charger fans, but I said if I don't get the matchup that I wanted, which was
that's true.
now I'm stuck with the what was that, a 9-point favorite in the Chiefs? I could have at least
No, it was 8.5.
8.5. I mean, what happened, Chargers and Herbert? Like, I really wanted this matchup with Mahomes. If anybody was gonna slay the dragon here, I thought the Chargers could do it. It didn't come true. I have to bury you guys because, like I said, I wanted this matchup and it didn't come true. Now I'm stuck with Texans and Chiefs, so I'm burying the Chargers and Herbert this week.
Go ahead,
buried
Gilbert.
all of Saturday and Sunday and Monday.
Dan, another thing that I was right about from last week, all the teams that were playing the Stars in week 18 pretty much got destroyed, got tired, fatigued. They're out of the playoffs. Those Vikings having to play week 18. Where are they? They're freaking home. The Steelers and the Chargers playing for a better seeding because they're trying to get to Houston. They're also home. How about this?
The Ravens played their starters.
Oh, the Ravens are better. They play the Browns.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
This guy, dude.
And then the Buccaneers are playing, which they needed to win the division. I get that. But they were playing for the number 3 seed, and the Rams said, go ahead. Go take the 3 seed. We'll take the 4. We don't care because Sean McVay said we fear nobody. Buccaneers home. So I think it's better to be rested. CJ Stroud played like 1 drive in that week 18 game against Tennessee. Well rested at home. That matters, I think, in the playoffs. Stop being, stop. If you're not going for a division title or the number 1 seed, why are you playing for seeding? Who cares about the 4, 5, 6, 7? Same thing like the Packers are trying to put in Jordan Love, with his banged up elbow. Oh, the Commanders are losing. We could get the 6th seed. You're also home. Get the hell out of here. So, week 18, man, have a better approach. Coaches, that's why you're all home.
Except for John Harbaugh.
Well, he had anyways, that's my point. That was for a division. He had to play for division. There you go. Division or number 1 seed, fair game.
All right. Dan, go ahead.
Buccaneers, I buried them.
I don't have a burial. I don't have a burial. I already kind of did it at the beginning with all these asshats in the media trying to stir it up against my boy. Then they wonder why they don't get interviews. I'd tell them to kiss my ass also. I'd tell them as a quote, you can kiss my ass.
I like that, Dan.
It could be a publicist, man.
What'd you say? By the way, did you see this?
You have any una más? Yeah, put that. Oh
can't
man, I
see
want to
it.
see the picture, not the.
Oh, that your brother's lean back?
Yeah,
Oh, did I already send this or no? Look at this.
Yeah, you already showed us. Oh.
yeah. Look at that. Look at that handsome guy right there.
Dog.
Dan, could you read this for me?
What? Oh shit! I don't have my seeing glasses.
Oh,
Quentin Johnston had a negative 188 EPA, whatever the hell that means, per target versus the Texans. That is the 3rd worst EPA, again, whatever the hell that means, per target for any wide receiver in a playoff game this century that saw 5+ targets. You see what I'm talking about? And this guy just wants to piss me off with horse manure. Why do you do this?
Hey, what did Peyton Manning and Eli and them say about the fumble? I thought that was a fumble.
Oh yeah, that
I
they bailed
didn't
out the
think
offense.
Matthew Stafford should have been rewarded for that shit.
Yeah, they bailed out the offense.
I thought they bailed him out. I get it. That you're already getting driven, or at least let the sack count. I thought that's what they should have done.
It wasn't a sack.
I've never
though.
seen
He
that before.
got rid
It
of the
was
ball.
just like a flicker.
Yeah, that's
no,
what.
no, that
I
was
just-
horse manure. That
I
was
was
horse
wondering
manure.
what. Oh, I do have.
You do?
Yeah, hold on. Somebody's like, this is Mike McCarthy on his way to Chicago.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
That's messy.
I'm like, this is so good.
Is that the owner of the Bears there?
Yeah, it is a female, the owner. Yeah.
Probably.
And then they go.
Wait, if the Lions win the Super Bowl, would that be the first female owner who wins?
No, they've no. What's her name? Oh,
Frontier from the Rams, right?
oh yeah.
Yeah, St.
Who?
Louis.
Oh yeah, yeah. Talking about St. Louis. Yeah, I'm like, crap.
Yeah,
Oh,
St.
the
Louis.
greatest
That's a
show on
man.
turf.
They
Oh
said,
my
this
God,
was-
where are you going with this?
This was Sam Darnold yesterday.
Oh,
Oh yeah, that was hilarious.
Oops.
There you go.
I
Proto
didn't know
Batman.
Elijah Wood was in the what is that? Spike
I
Kids?
forgot. I
That's
forgot that
okay.
he was in there too.
Mr.
Oh,
Frodo. Mr. Frodo.
I
Oh,
do have
shut up.
something glorious. Did you guys see the new show on TLC?
No.
Oh no.
Tables,
They have
ladders,
some-
chairs.
I know, right? They have some weirdos over there.
Tap that wiener. Tap the rotisserie chicken. And scene. Off. My name is
Bro.
Bailey. I'm 21 years old and I have Tourette syndrome. In a little weenie. Spotted alone in a safari. An itchy baby weenie. Sorry, I'm excited. Off. Off.
What?
Looks like a reality
Tourette
show.
syndrome is a neurological, involuntary motor and vocal disorder that is chronic.
That was the one who was on Chris Cuomo, right?
Slap that wiener. Wrap that wiener. Tap that wiener.
Wow.
Tourette
Are-
syndrome
Is this like Hawk-Tua 2.0 or what?
It's
You
like you're
played
trying to
that
test
awfully
me.
long.
I don't want to laugh because she's going through something, but you're
Oh,
trying
I was
to
about
Yeah.
to say, I was about to use
You're
some
gonna get
magic-
money off
It's
of
like
it. What are we talking
It's like
about?
True
So
Live
stop. You
MTV,
see
like
this?
my live as having Tourette's or
Hey,
something.
do you know they did was it a show? Oh, there you go. There you go, Angel. What should be his punishment? What's Gilberto? What's going to be Gilberto's
talking
punishment for
about?
losing pins?
I'm in first place right now. That's all
No,
I
no,
got.
that's the
boy,
fake one.
when the
They
when the
keep it
lights
like
are
the regular
brightest, the
season.
stage is big. I'm there.
No, it's
I'm
not.
driving.
No,
I'm
it's
a
not.
champion.
So watch
No,
this
it's
play.
I'm not
Watch
a
this-
regular season quarterback.
Watch this
right?
running back. I'm gonna make you guys feel old.
Oh, that's somebody's son, huh? Like
That is Adrian Peterson Jr.
Oh,
Wow. Was that the one that got hit with the branches? or
Okay.
something, or-
Okay.
Allegedly?
wow. Okay.
Look
with
at him.
the-
He
with the
motivated him.
switch.
He motivated him.
Look at
Wasn't
this.
Adrian Peterson wearing number 8 with
Didn't he get
the
suspended?
Commanders or with Washington?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he was in for a while. Who's this now?
Oh, so he's a receiver. Oh, okay.
Oh, is that him too?
Yeah, he's a receiver.
He's a receiver. Oh, so because he got beat, he didn't want to be a running back like that. Allegedly. Allegedly.
All right. We appreciate everybody so much
Yes.
for jumping on and checking out Compas on the Beat, the Four Compas. Dan and I will be back on Wednesday to finish up after Harbaugh and
Oh, it's tomorrow,
Ortiz.
Wednesday? Oh, yeah, today's Tuesday.
Yeah, and we should have a special guest. I'm hoping to have that special guest on here. He loves
you want me to
jumping on with
relive this
Dan, so-
again? You want me to
Huh?
relive this again?
Well,
Gonna have
we're gonna
Gilbert
play
on?
that game.
That's the third time. Why?
Hey.
We said special guest, not, you know.
A or
I'll just
What?
make
Oh,
it
Oh, yeah,
negative.
yeah. Stay or cut his ass. Angel, I know I've kind of teased it on the show. I'm going to post these on Instagram, see what everybody thinks. I think after the Super Bowl, we agreed. So I'm trying to come up with a few more prototypes to have some variety t-shirts out there.
Why are you so close to the camera?
I hate this fool. I like touching
he was
my neck.
reading
I
the
like-
Quentin Johnston.
Oh,
thing.
he just never
Yeah.
moved back or what?
Yeah, I never moved back. Plus,
Um,
I'm reading the comments. I can't see.
When are you guys recording? Thursday?
Tomorrow. but
Tomorrow.
What time are you going?
Oh,
Uh,
oh, Blue Dream. Appreciate you. It is
American beer,
no, I was gonna say Modelo's. That's all I drink because of you
Mhm.
now.
not the Hulk Hogan. There you go. Good choice.
The
There.
Oh.
American. Oh yeah, you're right. Let me rip this. Dude, did you see the rumor, by the way? Jersey. No, we like Modelo's. Modelo's. I love Modelo's now. Thank you,
Oh,
Daniel.
Angel's kind of like Dan.
Seattle.
Yeah.
I don't have Instagram. Post it on YouTube.
I
I'm off
like
the
this,
grid.
Angel. I like this. Oh, you don't have Instagram? Post it on YouTube. Okay, I'll do
Yeah, we
something
can do
for
it
you,
on the
Angel.
community. We need to start a
Oh,
community.
there you go. I
post.
forgot about that. Yeah, I can
Yep.
do that. Yeah, you're right. I'll do that, Angel.
Come
Thank you.
on, social media guy.
Shut up, idiot. How many more do I do the Instagram in the
I'm not listening. You don't need this.
Yeah,
Hey,
exactly.
come
I
on.
don't need this. But anyway,
Come on.
what
Get
was
on
I
Blue
saying?
Sky while you're at it. Come on.
I was gonna say something.
Blue
I said
Sky.
Modelo's.
Get
I said
outta here.
Modelo's.
Yeah,
What was
there
I
you
gonna
go, Modelo.
say? I was gonna say something and I forgot now. Everybody got me off track.
You
I
were
don't
gonna
know.
talk about
Who cares?
you're talking
The
about
shirts?
the
I already
t-shirt.
said.
Yeah.
I think I already said about the t-shirts. Yeah, so I'll post it after the Super Bowl. We agreed after the Super Bowl. So I have, I think, 5 prototypes now or so. I was thinking about doing a few more, and then we'll see what the group likes or thinks. This guy's an asshole. I hate this guy. I hate this guy. You see,
Yeah,
he don't want to
who's
make
about
fun
to
of a person with Tourette's, but he wants to make fun of me with my bad eyesight. I was born like this, Hilberto.
You look like John
You were-
Gruden there.
Oh, that's the best. You were born to be a scumbag, weren't you?
I-
You probably came
I know we gotta go, but like I feel bad for John Gruden that they put him to watch some of these games and they're trying to get content out of him, and I'm just like, bro, you're way better than this, John.
I
What are you
know.
doing with?
You know what's funny? Part of me thinks the same thing, but I was interested because, now I remember. It just came back. Do you see the rumor that supposedly they're going to bring back Hulk Hogan to be a manager as a heel? How
No,
glorious
you
would that
don't need
be?
that. You don't-
How
Nobody likes the
glorious-
guy. Come on.
No.
By
That's
the way,
the point. He's a heel.
by the way, Gilbert, if you mistreat Dan, this is gonna be him.
This is what I do. And if you make me walk tonight, then I will walk on someone else's television show and keep doing this, brother.
Exactly. Take him off the
John
screen.
Cena still walk, by the way? I'm
He's
not
been
sure.
erased. He's
No,
been
that's
erased.
when
We don't know who that
that's
is.
back when
Oh, back in his
Hulk Hogan was running TNA.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, when he was
Exactly.
running TNA, so that's
I'll
why.
walk. I'll go to independent. I'll go to New Japan Pro Wrestling and defend it.
What a
there.
threat for Vince McMahon.
No,
By
are
the
you
time-
kidding?
but at that time, if Cena would
Yeah,
have
he was
walked
one of
over
the
to
biggest
TNA,
stars. Yeah.
that thing would have blown up. They needed.
You're right.
Cena.
It was hot for 5 minutes.
Yeah. Lastly, guys, anything else? Oh, so you guys are recording Wednesday? I don't know yet. We're probably gonna record maybe early. I'll message our special guest and see what time.
Well, it'd have to be.
yeah.
after,
We usually
like,
record around 6:30. So
Oh yeah, no, we'll be.
Yeah,
we'll be later.
it would have to be around 4 probably.
Yeah. That's usually when we like to record. But all right, appreciate
like button.
everybody. Appreciate everybody so much for jumping on with us. I know these shows have been a little bit longer, but this is the only time that we get together and talk about everything. So we definitely appreciate it. We know that 3 of us covet this time right now. There's one of us that's trying to get off because he doesn't like any 3 of us. So
Not
he
this
likes-
week. I haven't complained. I've been right out for the last 4 days.
Well,
so
yeah.
I'm
Now
enjoying
all
it.
of a sudden he likes to come
now
in.
we got to root for Gilbert to be right, for him to be
Yeah.
Yeah.
in a
He
good
can
mood.
kiss my ass. I prefer when he's wrong.
But it
That's
has to
better
be-
for
Dan has
me.
to be miserable at the same time, though. That's the only way.
Dan, are you know, Dan, I am sad for you because many people checked in on you. Eric Williams texted me.
No, he
Uncle
didn't.
Joe
He was
Reed
worried about his
texted me.
bet. Uncle Joe worried about. Uncle Joe
People
worried.
were worried
about his back.
Chris Rim asked me how you were doing. A
He's
lot of
worried
people.
about me.
Rock asked me how you were doing.
He's
People
worried
asked-
about me.
There was just one individual that didn't care.
He doesn't care. He's a piece of shit.
No.
He did this to me. He
I
did
thought
this
you
to
were
me.
I thought you were a big boy here. I thought you coach lineman. Well, you need me to hug you? I'm gonna give you crap. Come on, it's a game.
Who
All
is
of a
this
sudden.
guy? Who is this guy?
All of a sudden,
Who is this
Hey,
guy?
I did text. I was trying to see if you're gonna be pissed off. Sometimes you tell me to F off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe those Chargers should have played the Ravens after all. And you weren't pissed off. You weren't testy. I was just trying to see how
Oh
you were
no,
doing.
no. That's because before you texted me, the cheese eating bastard texted me, and I put F off right away. I was
Okay,
not
cool.
even.
I didn't feel the
hesitating.
wrath, but that was my
No.
way of checking in on you with a little bit of trolling.
I don't believe that shit.
Jesus, Angel, are you okay? For the love of God,
What?
I hope you're okay.
Oh, are
you?
Yeah, for real.
Angel,
Yo,
just stay safe out
Were
there,
the
man.
Chargers driving the wheel?
Oh.
You're an idiot. You're a piece of shit. Speaking of jokes like that, Angel also said the longer the better. So it looks like we have stamina. So Fox Sports should sign us at some point, right? Probably.
Yeah, joy to the world.
I love those. What if I make a T-shirt like that? Is everybody gonna have a stroke?
No. Some of us need to keep
some of us work then
going. Yeah, two of us are trying to. Well, he's already relevant. Some of us are trying to get back to relevancy. So no.
You're on the island of relevancy. This dude just floats somewhere.
I'm just having fun and just say dumb hot takes. Yeah,
I know. That's the.
You're more relevant than I am for now. You go to practices.
No, barely.
Wow.
Well, these last few weeks I have, but before that I was not. Too far.
Yeah, that was a great job getting all that content. Fernando. You got everybody.
Trust, my arm was numb once we were done, but literally I was 5 questions and then I was done. As soon as the camera people started asking questions, I'm like, all right, I am good to go here. The only one I did listen to, just because it is interesting to listen to Khalil Mack, because he the same thing he told us in 2022, he told us this time, I just don't know if I want to keep on doing this. I don't know if I'm still in it.
Story.
I'm like, damn. So, but I mean, last time he did it, he came out and had 17 sacks. So why?
Yeah,
and then if the defensive line is better next year, they should be. Oh, Blue Dream! Hey, Blue Dream!
Shout out, Blue Dream! Oh, that's hilarious!
Blue
Cheers
Dream.
to Let's Go free off season.
Yeah.
Shout out, Blue Dream!
Appreciate
All
you,
around.
Blue Dream. You are the best. We definitely
You
appreciate.
guys get to eat in New Orleans now. There you go.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So that'll be a good one.
We'll have
Thank
a
you so
lobster
much, Blue
roll
Dream.
now.
Yeah,
You better
yeah.
be
There you
careful.
go.
I might
So,
drown myself in the Mississippi River if these morons are back there again.
No. All right. We appreciate everybody. Thank you guys so much. You guys are the best. Thank you so much, Blue Dream. We'll be back tomorrow.
Shout out, Blue Dream.
Dan and I will be back probably around 3:30, 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock. We'll have a special guest. We'll do our last episode, our wrap-up episode of What's Up Bolts, and then if anything happens, we'll come back, but we're going to take a little bit of hiatus there. Maybe at Radio Row, we do have at least one former Charger that already said that he will jump on the show, so we'll
Tito Albania?
we'll turn the lights off on that one. But wow. Did you hear that?
This guy's an idiot. This guy's an idiot.
But yeah, Jorge, we'll jump back and forth from What's Up Bolts. We will do stuff, but it's not going to be every single week the way we've been doing it. So, but again, we have a special guest jumping on, so that'll be fun. Obviously, Gilbert and Vic will do their podcast on 6:30 probably tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll be back next Tuesday to break down everything. Oh, are we doing Tuesday or are we doing Monday?
For next
There is
week?
no Monday Night Football.
Yeah, let's do Tuesday. That'll probably
Tuesday?
be my final show for a while. I know, sad for people, but yeah.
Ooh, breaking news? No, we're gonna break it next week.
Yeah.
Or what?
Oh, we can say it right now, you know.
All right, go ahead. Gilbert
not?
has some important news, so please listen up, everybody.
I haven't said this out here in the show. I kind of been waiting for a good time, so why not? I'm in a good mood here. Your boy is gonna be a father, first time dad here. I'm gonna have a boy, and Caroline and I are expecting maybe sometime in early February, late January. So we'll be on baby watch here. So the family's growing here for the Compas.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Dan,
can't wait
you
to
already
meet,
picked out a name, right?
Yeah, I can't wait to meet Gilberto Daniel Manzano.
Oh, yeah?
I can't wait.
Maybe I'll name him
What?
Heel Manzano. No, that's not a good name.
Heel Manzano.
That was funny.
Hey,
you know what's funny? Sometimes when people write your name and they put like Gilbert, I'm like, who the hell's this guy? Where's Gilberto? I always put my name like that, or I always put your name like that. There you go. Shout out. Thank you.
Yeah, Dan.
Shout out. They're shouting you out.
Maybe a middle name. We'll see. But
Dan Manzano, that's a good one.
real
no, but
quick,
shout out to
strong
you.
name.
And you brought back Gilberto. You made a pop with the Gilberto, so I appreciate you
Yeah.
showing love to the first name.
By the way, and you know what? As soon as you told him, I like Gilberto. I don't like. Well, Gilbert's cool, but like I'm Gilberto. That Dan took and ran with it, and that's what he always calls you. By the way, did you already have
Beautiful.
Martin Short come over to your house or no?
No, why?
I can't wait. I love this one.
Gonna try to take my baby or what? What's going
This guy, he's not from Hollywood like that.
on? Okay.
I have no idea what he did there all day. the baby back out. Make the baby sleep.
Oh, yeah.
Little tin soldier, happy tin soldier, right? And now with an attitude. Hello, who you? Get away.
Is this a movie with the family with like 13 kids?
Yeah.
So no,
no,
so
no,
the
no,
mom,
no.
The mom and the
Cheaper by
dad,
the
mom
dozen?
and the daughter get
It's not
pregnant
that.
at the
It's not
same
that.
time.
No, it's the
okay.
daughter of the bride or father of the bride or
Father
something
of the
like that.
bride is
Oh,
the
okay.
first one.
Oh,
So he
here's
marries
Blue
his
Dreams.
daughter.
Look at Blue Dreams' name suggestion for you.
Macho Man
Manzano.
Hey, why not? What's the name of the kid from Big Daddy? He had like a name that.
Oh, Frankenstein.
Yeah, call him
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein. Yeah, whatever you want,
So
kid.
basically, in the first movie, he marries his Steve Martin marries his daughter off. He doesn't like it because she's only 21. She gets married in the second movie.
She's
He
fine
ends
too.
up getting his wife pregnant at the same time that the daughter gets pregnant. So they're going through the pregnancy together. So Martin Short is having them do exercises. So that's why I thought I'd share.
Yeah, maybe
I've been waiting
I'll
this
hire
whole time
somebody.
until you announced this, so I could show that scene on here.
Well, you
and
were
I thought
very
it'd be
quick
great.
about it, so yeah.
Oh, I had it ready to go just in case. But
Hold up, baby.
Yeah, I
show that
guess
to
I'll
Caroline
hire
later.
a
but
dancer to help out Caroline, I guess.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah,
Dan's a professional.
After he told us, I went and saw Knocked Out, and I was like, "No, you're gonna have to get those baby books now."
Oh, knocked up. Yeah,
Knocked
I
Up.
love that.
yeah. I've been reading some books too. Trying to get ready. But
Reading
yeah,
books. We're
yeah. Like
Mexicans. We don't
I don't
read
know what the hell is
instructions.
going on. Yeah,
We just
I'm trying-
go.
Yeah, Mexicans also don't like to be involved or they disappear. Not me, man. I'm trying to
Whoa,
be
whoa,
one of
whoa,
those.
whoa,
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 whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa!
Sorry, I
Whoa.
got a little too personal.
Whoa, whoa.
I want to be involved. Okay, there you go.
Don't get Dan
I want to
started.
be in the dances. I want to be reading the books. Yeah.
Voy por la leche.
Voy por cigarros.
Modelos.
Well,
right?
I gotta go make a podcast.
Congratulations to Gilberto and to
you.
Caroline, our first compa baby. So that's definitely exciting. Congratulations. So obviously that means that Gilbert will not be going with us to Radio Row. So that'll be us three and two special, very important people that will be joining us. But we're still going to head to Radio Row and go kick ass out there. And it'll be a lot of fun while Gilbert is compas in the crib. While Gilbert is over here tending to his fatherly duties, but definitely appreciate and I'm excited for Gilbert. So definitely exciting. But all right, let's get it going. Thank you so much to everybody who joined. Thank you to Blue Dream for dropping that. You are the best.
Oh, did you try and grab it? There you go.
First rule of
dating, don't wear a
hat.
Kraken hat. That's hilarious.
So again, thank you guys so much. You guys are the best. Thank you to Blue Dream for that. Thank you to Jorge. Thank you to everybody else who commented on the show, except for one person who is just help. All right, thank you guys so much. Gilbert, sabes que vámonos.
Yeah, first of all, thank you for everybody in the comments for saying congrats and wishing my family well. I really appreciate that. And thank you for you guys too. And I can't wait to see what you guys do at Super Bowl Radio Row. But we're not there yet. One more show next Tuesday. Can't wait to break it all down for an NFC title game, AFC title game. And then you guys get to go to Noli. I'm a little disappointed, but also excited for what's going to happen for my family. And one more thing. Hopefully everybody's staying safe. It was a difficult week for LA with the wildfires. Hopefully you're being safe. If it affected you, hopefully things are working out for the better. That was devastating to see last week for the people of LA. So everybody be safe, be kind. I know that I like to give Dan crap here, but we're brothers here, we're compas. So it was good to see a lot of people coming together and helping out a good cause there. So be safe. Have each other's back here. And yeah, just wanted to mention that. So it's time to get going here. We have one more show with me, and then after that, these guys will talk all they want. I won't be interrupting, but we'll get to New Orleans soon. Ya nos vamos, pues, vámonos.